Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key.
Whisper, screamed it at the top of your lungs. We gained momentum.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You made us unstoppable.
for a brand.
We had a vision for change.
Turn it off. Now!
You made it a revolution. We told you we are the future.
Anyone out here watching this new show?
The future is now.
Disruptors, breaking it and making it.
How we looking? Solid, yeah, real solid.
Dollar bill, y'all.
They love it when I turn off the bass.
Look at this. Look at this. And that was without even a single drop of rum. Look at this. Fuck it. I like the energy. Whoa. I'm streaming over here. Damn, what the fuck is that? I'm just streaming over here.
It's pretty good, Dad.
Right? All right. Fuck your life. I don't feel so good.
We're supposed to have 4 Fresh Prince, but I don't know what's going on this
I don't. They got my homie, man.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. She's an American. If we can get her back, great. But like, bro, that shit is not even a comparable trait.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that? What is that private pile?
Can you say Billy That was perfect.
Hey, keep up with me. I'm like that little the tree stump from the Apollo. Good luck. He wouldn't know what that is. Showtime of the Apollo, I know that.
They love it when I turn off the bass.
Grown and more seductive than sex. I can see that.
I'm not fucking riding fucking the Rock dick either.
Whoa.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just
I'm going to bed. Good night, guys.
Yeah.
I know he hyped because they only down 2 right now.
Yo,
I saw the excitement in your face. Yo.
Damn, bro. Oh man, yo, welcome, man. Welcome to Untitled Live, man. Welcome to episode 136, baby. We here. We made it to another Friday. Thank you all for joining up. Listen, we do have a Discord server, so if you guys want to join that, link is in the description. Head into there. You know, it's very organized. It's it's a good experience. We've been using it for the last week, like internally, and it's working well. So, yeah, man, join up so we can have good conversations out there, man. Oh man, so we made it, man. It's hot. New York is fucking hot, bro. I hate like this heat, and it's not even like heat. It's like fucking humidity. Pollen is up. Like it's not a good time for anybody out here in these streets.
It's definitely button down shirt weather today. That's all I wore outside. I had my little button down shirt. I was looking like the Kingpin and fucking Hawkeye with my shirt. Had the little flower patterns on that shit, boy.
Word. I mean, if you wearing the t-shirt with no tank top underneath, bro, you bugging. You're gonna have the fucking wide fucking sweat stain in the back. If you're wearing a book bag today, you wildin'. Yo, like today's the day that you don't take anything extra on your body.
If you don't need to, yeah.
Yeah, like it's just too much, bro. I think tomorrow's gonna be 81 degrees, and I think this weekend is gonna be fucking hot, and I think it's gonna be raining like the majority of next week. So, I mean, I take it, man. But this fucking weather is killing me, bro. Like this is not for me, man.
That's gonna be that nasty rain.
Man. Don't start crying. Summer ain't even start yet. It's not even June.
It's not even June, dude. I'm telling you, bro. Like it's a weird situation, man. Because like it just started getting hot this week. Like the last 2 weeks, it's been getting like a little warmer and shit. But like it's already like almost June, and we just now getting to the heat. So that means, are we gonna have an extended period of time of summer, or is it just gonna like wrap up and fucking?
I already called it. I said this summer's gonna be crazy. Just for the simple fact, winter we had no snow, bro. We had no snow this winter. It wasn't even cold.
Cold. The snow we did get was like
it was like
bullshit.
Baby snow. It was like bullshit.
Nothing stuck, yo.
Yeah, it's over. This summer we cooking, boy. It's over.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking hot. So
I know.
I already see it, man.
His brick forehead is glistening right now. Look at that shit.
Oh shit!
That shit is shiny right now.
In the back, yeah. I'm like, yeah.
I know it's hot.
Nah, it's all good, man. I mean, you have the AC on, though, right? I have my AC on.
I got the AC on black.
I got my shit on. I don't give a fuck. Today I need to. Yeah.
75.
I got my AC on fan. I got two fans on me right now. My AC's on fan, and I got my fan on me.
I don't think I ever had my AC on 75. Like my shit is always in the 60s.
Yeah, so my room is kind of weird. It'll keep the air in really cold, and so it starts to get freezing.
That's the best.
Yeah, I mean when it's really hot, yeah, but right now it's not awful. So
yeah, well,
I need my shit to do. Keep the air.
Game over, guys. Next loss.
About how much?
4.
All right, I made the spread. I bet it spread. I bet them with the +6 spread. So yeah.
Yeah, man. It would have been nice, man, to come back to New York, man. I was really hoping, but like at the end of the day, man, the Knicks had a great fucking year. You know, it's been a long time since we got something like this. So you know, we'll be back next year, and hopefully we don't have 20-something turnovers in one game. Like we gave up so much. I feel like without those terminators, we would have fucking at least had a chance. A fighting chance, but I mean, it's what it is, man.
I didn't make my parlay. Jimmy Butler killed me.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. Randall killed me too. Oh my god. Yo, trade this nigga. 15 points. 50. You couldn't even make 20? I said, yo. All right. Yo, I said this is the elimination game. Randall's gonna make 20. At least 20, yo. Even if win or lose, yo, he's gonna make at least 20. Cause there's no way he can walk out the garden with less than fucking 20 on an elimination game, yo. And this bum nigga only made 15. Yo, get this thing out of my face, bro. I'm never, nah.
I got dumb time right now. I'll fucking aggressively turn off my TV like. Fuck that shit.
My brother messing with my parlay with. Yo, Brunson, I gotta give respect. 41. Brunson scored 41. He was trying.
Yo, man, Brunson is the definition of holding. Like my man was carrying everyone's like fucking weight, bro.
Bro, look
like
at
the moment.
Look at my parlay that I'm gonna show y'all. Look at my parlay that Randall and Butler just fucked up, yo. Look how much I was supposed to get.
Damn, bro.
You see that? You see how much I was supposed to get? All I nigga had to do is score 20 and scored at 30. That's 2,000, bro. They just screwed me out of 2,000.
What is that? You on FanDuel and shit like that?
Yeah, man.
Shout out to FanDuel, man. If you guys need a sponsor real quick, we're a small channel. We throw a little ad in there and shit. Let's get that free coins.
Oh man, bro.
I take
my parlay, bro.
I take anything. I take any kind of like endorsements, even if I have to sell out. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you. If Disney said, "Yo, we out. We're gonna do a quick screening."
RJ Barrett didn't play.
He did. You would think he didn't play.
Yo, trade that nigga too. Trade both of them. Trade RJ Barrett. Trade both of them, bro. Guys, just so wait. RJ, there's no score. RJ Barrett. I say, wait, he didn't play. 3 niggas fucked up my parlay. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah,
I'll never bet Knicks again, bro. Nope.
I mean, that's the whole purpose of us being a Knicks fan, man. Like, this is like what we do. This is like we have like that battered wife syndrome. Like we always come back. We love them.
I'm never betting on them. Never betting on Barrett or Randall again, bro. It's over. Them niggas love to mess up my parlay, bro. Bro, Barrett, you just had to score 15, Barrett. I thought I had you for 15 points. Did they not notice the fact they were going to get eliminated after this game if they didn't win?
We could talk about this shit all day, man. I just can't. I'm sad. I'm just, it just happened. It's fresh. So,
bro, imagine Patrick Ewing walking out the Garden with less than 20 in an elimination game for the Knicks, bro. Come on, Pat Ewing would never walk out with less than 20, bro. Bad knees and all.
With the pillows on his kneecaps.
Bro, come on.
The knee pads.
Springer would have had like 25. Starks would have had a shaky 15. Allen Houston would have had 20.
Yeah. Well, guys, welcome to Untitled Live.
I'm sorry, you just called us Knicks.
No, it's all good. Listen, I was hoping, I was like, oh man, hopefully this shit is done before 10 o'clock because I'm gonna be preoccupied looking over here and looking at the TV. But now that it's gone, distraction is over. If this is your first time coming across this channel, we on Untitled Live. We talk about all types of shit, pop culture, movies, everything. We go left, we go right. Try to have a good time. If you guys want to ask some questions, join the Discord, or if you want to, shoot up a comment, you can go ahead and if you're on YouTube, just shoot us a question and we can, engage and shit. Well, we're here. First half of the show, we kind of like go through the week, each week of the panel. So I'll start with Soul Brick, man. How was your week, buddy? I feel like I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. Been calling out.
Yeah, kind of. It's been okay. Yeah, not much going on. I watched the anime this week. Really about it. I did pick up today the new Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom game I've been playing out all day. So definitely had to take a break from that because I was getting frustrated that I can't figure out how to get to a temple. And that's really about it. So Guardians of the Galaxy last week. Did y'all talk about that?
No.
Oh, yeah, great. What else? That's it. It's just catching up in anime, Guardians of the Galaxy, and the new Legend of Zelda game.
That Zelda shit is that's how Nintendo is able to stay afloat, right? With these franchises, these IPs, because this fucking game is like, it's like number one. I think it almost got a perfect score across the board with everybody. I think it got like maybe a 4.5 from like Game Informer and shit. But everything was like 5 out of 5s, 10 out of 10s. Like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
For something for a game, for a system that has been out for like, I would say it's been 9 years. Like it's old hardware. Like it's and they still manage to capitalize and make games for it. That's crazy.
Because
It's-
Nintendo knows about the game quality, not so much the system. Whereas PlayStation, Xbox, they always tout system and they're not so much game quality.
yeah.
That's true. That's true. But at the end of at the same well, yeah, I would say that. But still, Nintendo will have like just like one release every like 3 years versus like Xbox. They like to throw Xbox, PlayStation's like to keep throwing these different AAA games. But like Nintendo knows their audience. Like, all right, they know Zelda's gonna make money. They know Mario Kart is gonna make money. If a new Mario game comes out, that's money right there. Like they have like those franchises. Like if another Animal Crossings comes out, that's money for them. So they have these big games that no one else gets. Like Zelda shit. Just imagine like if you gave like a company like PlayStation or make a PC port to Zelda, like that shit will fucking sell so much fucking. That shit will sell. Especially running that game like
they don't do that.
they will never do that. Like just imagine like a Zelda, right? That had the graphics of like current gen. It would look fucking crazy.
I mean, you've seen people like do Real Engine 5 with like Super Mario. Already it looks crazy.
It looks amazing, yeah.
Yeah, they would never do. Nintendo would never do that.
I wish they would remake their games like the first Legend of Zelda.
All they do is console imports. They do their virtual consoles.
Nah, remake that sucker. Like put today's graphics with the first Legend of Zelda story. Like put Link in the current open world kind of Link now with the first Legend of Zelda story. Retell that story. That's what I would do. All my 8-bit games that was popular. We tell those stories.
I don't know if I heard online. I think there was going to be like a new Nintendo system like in 2024. So I can imagine what that's. It's always like a gimmick with them. Like with the Wii, you have the Wiimote, and you have the the big ass. Because I wonder if they're gonna continue with like the whole Switch concept.
They stepped back from all the gimmicks with the Switch. They said, hey, here it's still here, but we're cutting down on it. We're giving you basically what everybody just mainly uses it for, just for gaming.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, it's funny because I have like the day one Switch, right? When that Switch first came out, it's still here, still kicking, it's still playing, no issues. The only thing I have like maybe like stick drift and shit like that. I found out recently that Nintendo has been giving like free repairs for all their Switches, well, all the Joy-Cons.
All the Joy-Cons,
like it's free. I'm like, oh shit, really? And I was like, oh cool. So I'm gonna send. I have like 2 pairs that I'm gonna send out that have like stick drift. Because I mean I don't play it as much. My daughter's starting to like get into games and shit. She likes I forgot it's a Mario that's like a Mario 3D World, some shit like that, has like different games in it. She loves that shit, but she's like, this shit is killing me because Mario, he's running off the freaking cliff because the fucking drifts. So I'm gonna get that repaired. Well, other than that, man, Red, how was your week, bro?
Well, my week was good. It was quiet. I didn't really do much this week.
Quiet week for everybody, huh?
Yeah, I mean, this week I was being I was in my ENFP mode, man. I was being weird shit, so I got into like Amtrak trains and shit, watching people go from like destination to destination. I was doing that.
Yeah, that was me. That was me last year. That shit is a fucking rabbit hole. You have endless fucking content, bro. You have endless content.
It's so bad to the point I say I want to take a train ride trip. Like, I was like, yo, that should look bad relaxing, bro. Like not for nothing.
I forgot what guy I was watching. He normally travels with his father. That's the guy.
I know the white boy, right? Yeah. I see him.
He did one when he was like from New York to California. I'm like, that shit crazy, bro.
Yeah, that was
Like,
2 trains. They had to swap 2 trains, I think.
Yeah, the one I like the most is I think it's in Chile or something like that. It's a really good, like it's dope. The scenery is crazy, but like it's high altitude. They have like nice, pretty like scenic stops and shit, and the trains are fucking beautiful. Like these, like we used to like seeing like M-track trains. These trains are like the straight up Harry Potter trains. Like it shit is it's beautiful. I want to do it too, but like that shit is expensive.
It is, but it's not at the same time, bro. Because if you go coach, it's pretty affordable.
Nah, man. If you
I wouldn't do the cross country. I wouldn't do coast to coast and coach though. Like I would have to save up and I have to get the sleeper.
Yeah, you gotta get the room.
Yeah, I would have to get a sleeper, but
you gotta get the room, bro. You can't be in a chair for 34 hours and shit. Like, hell no, bro.
I could do coach to Florida though. I just gotta spend one night sleeping in the and it looks comfortable. There's a lot of leg room. It's not like the airplane where you're like crunched up together and all that stuff like that.
Yeah, but you're only crunched up for 2 hours, in the airplane. So
yeah, but man, listen, the knees cry after them 2 hours. Like, so and then it gets a burning sensation after that. First it's like it's not. It's just pain, right? You get the pain, and then after the pain, it's like your leg goes numb, and then after it goes numb, comes the fire. Right? There's like this burning sensation like, that you just can't get rid of until the flight is over, and then you get up and you get to stretch your legs. Oh my gosh, yo! Like I don't know. Like I think it's almost criminal what they do to people in airplanes, yo.
Because they trying to like maximize like revenue, right? But
yeah, but they forget
about the big people.
Yeah, they forget about
even the big people. Even the big people, bro. Like you sitting there, like you sit down. It's like, damn, bro. Maybe I need a second. I'm not talking about me, but like I see other people like it look like they could use 2 chairs, or they got to get the. For me, it's super embarrassing when I see someone like I could imagine like what they're going through, like to get the extender, get the seatbelt extender. Like, oh damn, they had to bring out the big dogs for this one.
Yeah,
like
you gotta say it like that.
No, I know. I've seen it, and I'm like, I've seen their face. Also, like when I see people get on roller coasters, and you got the guy putting the knee on the shits, trying to get the shit to snap. Like that shit is that's.
Bro,
like, I'm
watching. That shit is embarrassing too. And they throw their whole body weight into the shit. Like,
yep. And the first thing you say, the first thing that happens to you, go, you know what, man, I'm changing my life around, man. I ain't eating none of this shit. The moment you leave the park, I'm going to Wendy's. Like it's.
Let me get some funnel cake.
Let me get some funnel cake, bro.
Let me get some funnel cake.
Yeah, I had funnel cake. The funnel cake last weekend, yeah. We got the we got the zoo membership. So I'm going to the zoo a few times.
I got the zoo membership too, man. That zoo membership that shit comes in clutch. I got the 8 people, it's like 4 adults, maybe 4 or 5, and then like 4 kids. Some shit it's some weird shit, and I got free parking.
Yeah. Got the one with the free parking. I paid for that parking. I was like, yeah, I ain't taking the bus. I ain't parking.
Yeah,
she was like, oh, well, we always find parking when we go to Botanical Gardens. There's Botanical Gardens.
It's different.
Dude, it's a different story. Even though it's right across the street, it's a different story.
You're right, man. When it comes to the Bronx, man, I got you when I go to the zoo, bro. I tell you one thing, bro. Girl. I went to the zoo, right? I'm starting cutting into your week, right? But like, this is I'm gonna forget if I don't say it now. So we went to the zoo maybe 2 weeks ago, and it's a workout, right? Especially for me, right? There's a lot of walking, bro. Like there was a point where I was like, I'm laying on I'm not laying, but almost like in a mermaid position on one of the wooden posts and shit. And somebody walked by, one of the workers, she's like, "Yo, you good?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "You don't look like you good." I'm like, "Damn, bro." Like it's to the point where I'm feeling so old that I'm like, "Damn, bro, I have to take a break and I have to take a breather at weird places versus waiting for a seating arrangement." I'm like, God damn, bro, it's bad. And I felt this shit. Next day, I'm felt sore. I'm like, damn, dude, I'm fucked up, dude.
It's the worst when somebody say you don't look like you're good.
Yeah. She's like, I don't think you don't look good.
I never
was
took
doing-
advantage of when my sister worked at the zoo. I could have been going to the zoo for free.
Yeah, that shit, I was there with my brother-in-law. We was both looking bad, bro. We both in our 40s, looking bad. I'm like, damn, bro. Fucking back was getting stiff, yo. When you have that lower back pain, and that shit gets stiff,
that's it.
and your leg,
over.
your leg has no articulation. It's just straight, and every step you take is like you getting stabbed right in the tailbone, bro. That shit is no fucking joke, bro.
I thought I was the only one. I'm happy somebody else is talking about that shit.
Yo, when you sitting there and you start walking like fucking RoboCop, bro, it is not a fucking good look, dude.
And what's messed up though with that lower back pain is that your stamina said you could go. You feel like you could go for more, but that back is like, nah, bro, you done.
Yo, it is done. It feels like it's bone on bone at certain points. It's like
it makes you feel like you can't go no more, even though like your stamina said you could do more, but like your back is like, nah, he's done. I got this.
And because we men, right? We don't want to show pain, so we walk in. We're like, we looking good. We fine in our face, but inside we like, oh man, this is fucked up, bro. Like something got to change. You know what I mean? Like,
trust me, you walking funny, yo. People ain't pointing it out though, but you definitely walking funny.
Oh yeah, dude. I could imagine, bro. Like, yo, I could imagine, bro. Like, if a dude is walking and you don't see no bend to his knee, there's a problem. It was so bad, bro. When I was taking my daughter to school, bro, that shit was almost like, I don't know if I want to go. Like, she about to stay home for the day because I don't feel like, because I'm walking and I'm like taking her to school and then she's still like at pre-K, so I have to take her to the third floor. So just imagine having that pain and then doing the third floor, dude. I'm fucking walking up like I have two wooden legs.
Why is pre-K on the third floor,
bro? It's the whole building is pre-K. It's just my luck. Instead of her being on the first floor, she's on the third floor. Both my kids went to that same school, third floor. I'm like, yo, why y'all hate me so much? I've been seeing the parents dropping off their kids on the first floor, like, oh, I'm good, and they peace out. I'm like, it's gonna take me about another 5 minutes to go up and down. And then you behind like these little kids going upstairs with these short ass legs. It just takes the process. Like you sitting there, like you about to push these kids away, like fuck out of here. But anyways, sorry, we went on a rant. Sorry, old people rant.
Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna plan an Amtrak trip, yo. I think I want to do it. I want to take a train. I want to take a train ride. I just gotta figure out where I'm gonna go.
If you do it, you have to vlog it.
I really have to vlog it? Do I have to vlog it?
You do. That is content. That content is for the next Jared that's on TV, that's on YouTube looking at this shit. You got to pay it forward.
Yeah. I just got to figure out where I want to go. That's all I got to do. Figure out where I want to go, and then I'm probably go. My mother's cutting ass on me, though. She's like, why the hell would you want to sit on a train for so long? We just go on a plane and be there in 2 seconds. I'm like, yo, but you don't get the scenery, you don't get the view, man. Like you ride the train, you get to see like the hillsides, the trees, the rivers, the ocean side.
If you do a train ride, I wouldn't suggest getting one that travels down the East Coast because you ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting no scenic routes. You gotta go to Chicago. In Chicago, you get nice scenery, but it's Chicago. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And then come back. You know what I mean? Or do go to Idaho or some shit like that. Like just do like the border of between the U.S. and Canada. You're gonna get some nice fucking
Idaho. Yeah, when I saw the person do the coast to coast shit, there was a lot of like great views that person got.
Yeah.
There was one where they had the sunset over the mountain range. I was like, oh my god, that's a fucking gorgeous ass view, bro. That's something you only get on a train. You're not gonna get that on an airplane.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely. I mean, do it. We're here for you, man. We're here for you.
I was doing that. Also, what did I watch? I I started watching Hunter x Hunter again because I finished My Feet Are Killing Me or whatever seasons they're up to. I saw they had the Whitney Houston movie on Netflix, or I think it was Netflix. So I gotta watch that. The one I Want to Dance with Somebody, the one that was in movie theaters. They got it on, Netflix now, so I was gonna check that out, but I didn't get to. And also, they got the Michael Jordan movie on Prime, so I gotta check that out too. Air.
Air's on Prime already?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to watch that.
So I gotta check that out. Saw Guardians, but not today. I saw it like last week. Great movie. I had to message James Gunn and say, "Oh, you did a phenomenal job telling the story." Because man, what a story! I didn't cry or anything like that. I don't know. I guess I'm like cold.
I was tearing. I was like,
everybody's crying but me. I don't know.
Yo, I was like, it was more like it was not like sad. It was more like I was so happy for them. Like they were real people. It was like super excited. Like, you know, I don't want to spoil it, but like it was just so it was so fulfilling. You know what I mean?
And it was like, "Hey, baby Rocket," and they were running around. I said, "Oh, this shit's not gonna end good."
Oh yeah, 100%.
I said, "This is not gonna end good." And then when they saw the torture, this one woman in my theater, she's like, "No."
What got me, and you know, I'm sorry to probably like a little spoiler, but when Rocket was talking to a individual, and he goes, "Can I come with you?" I was like, "Oh my god!" And she's like, "Yeah, you can come with me." And then she was like, "But not now." I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like it was, like James Gunn made you feel for a fucking CGI raccoon. Like it's a CGI raccoon, and the fact that he found out his name was Raccoon, he was a raccoon, he was like, "Fuck."
They got mad every time somebody called him that. I'm not a raccoon.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think I don't know if Fresh Prince wants to see it, but if he doesn't show up, then we can talk about it later and do a spoiler thing at the end.
I'd be crazy if we didn't see it because I'd watch it twice before. I'm going to see it again Sunday.
I'm gonna see it again on Monday.
I'm going Sunday to see it again. I'm either going to see Mario Brothers again, or I'm going to go watch that Zodiac movie or whatever that shit was. It looked like it's a martial arts flick, so I'm gonna check that shit out.
Nice.
Saw a little trailer for it. It's in theaters. I ain't heard nothing about it, but when I saw the trailer on the phone, like some chick with a metal mask was fighting some kid, and like some like little element shit was going on or something. I don't know. So I said, I'll check it out. Not my first time watching weird martial arts shit from Asia. Yeah, it worked. This week was pretty pretty regular.
That's what's up. My week, same as yours, nothing too crazy. Still doing my little job searching, trying to put myself out there. What else? Oh, I did watch The Covenant. Jesus Christ, that movie was fucking amazing. That movie with the
the military.
Yo, and I appreciate Guy Ritchie. Like I like Guy Ritchie's like direct, you know, his style of directing. Like it's very fast paced and quick dialogue. This time around is not that. If you didn't know it was Guy Ritchie, you would never like imagine it's a Guy Ritchie movie, because he slowed it down and kind of like you was in the moment, kind of like absorbing into this world. But this movie was fucking dope, and the fact that, I mean, this particular story is not true, but then at the end they kind of like show like, you know, like real dudes that were like doing like the interpreters and shit out in Afghanistan and shit. But it's very like anxiety inducing. Like it's like at edge of your seats, you like, oh my god, like this is crazy.
Yeah,
good fucking movie.
Survivor vibes when I saw it.
It is like Survivor, but on 1,000%, bro. Like this guy, like the interpreter, like it's a really fucking good movie. Like the amount of effort that he put into this shit, like I wanted him to win, and I was like, yo, I want him to win. And then I'm sitting here like this shit's so crazy, but I'm like, I know that at one point Jake Gyllenhaal he goes back to the States, and he, it's in the trailer, like he's like he go back to the States, he's like I need to save him. I'm like, damn, this shit hasn't happened yet. So this is another half of the movie that hasn't shown up. So I'm like, oh shit. But it didn't feel long. It felt good. It pause. But it was good. It was good. I would definitely recommend that. It is called The Covenant. I give that movie a 5 out of 5. It was perfect. Perfect flick. What else did I do? I watched Dungeons and Dragons again. I just
Is
can't
that
get
out
enough
on
of that
digital?
fucking movie. Yeah, it is. Yep.
Jonathan.
On what platform?
It's not on like a streaming service, but it's on iTunes. But yeah, if you want, I have I can send you an invite to my Plex server and you can just watch it. You download Plex on your Apple TV and you'll be able to watch it and shit. What else did I do? Did some Ted Lasso. Again, that show has not let me down. This shit is it's a good fucking show, and I know that there's a big fan base. I know that a lot of people watching it. It's very popular, but I feel like, you guys, I would love to talk about it with you guys because it dabbles in a lot of stuff that we kind of go through, like as far as like mental health and shit. And I really want to like talk about it because it's a good fucking show. From the surface level, when you look at it, it looks just like a straight up comedy. But like every episode is like a learning experience. Like it's like you ever watch like Family Matters and shit, and it's like always something you learn. It's always a takeaway at the end of every episode. It's something like that as well. Like it's always a learning point, and I like that kind of shit. It's like, all right, cool. Like I didn't even think about it like that, but I can utilize this with my real life. Like let me not react in a certain way. You know what I mean? So Ted Lasso has always been like number one. I did Guardians, but that was last week. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Yeah, I'm definitely forgetting something. But if it comes along, we'll mention it later. So that's cool. We got our weeks out of the way. For those that that's just now joining up, we started a Discord channel. Join up on it. We try to like make it more robust. And it's pretty cool because I like the fact that it's a forum base. It's almost like you created like a mini Reddit because everything is like archived and you can kind of like search. So say if you made a post today, right, and then 2 years from now you want to revisit that post, you can go to the top and then type in a keyword that you may have said, and you'll be able to pull that post up and then like kind of like revisit that conversation. Like, hey, look, I kind of called this, 2 years ago. So that kind of like it creates a nice kind of archiving, which I kind of like. So I think that's gonna really work out. So I was kind of working on that this week, fine tuning it, creating a nice onboarding experience. Because when you load in, it kind of gives you like questions while you're here and all that kind of. It's a pretty cool experience. Let's see here. I don't know what Fresh Prince is at. He was supposed to be here. That man is dumb late.
Can't find the link.
No, he knows the link. He posted it in the chat. Let's see here. I thought it was weird, man, because did you hear about that whole Tom Holland shit?
No.
So Tom Holland had it seems like whenever like something, when a project comes about, like they'll have like an interview and then like it's always like, I don't want to say it's like like he's using the experience to get sales, but he just had a whole interview about him being I don't say he was an alcoholic, but he said that he's been sober for 16 months. That he has some kind of a addictive trait. Well, not trait, but same. Pretty much, he drank a lot, but at the same time, he has either a show or a movie coming out called like The Crowded Room or something like that. And I just thought it was kind of like weird that will come up at the same time as that. So I don't know if that's there's a way to kind of like get more eyeballs onto your projects and shit, but I hope not. Tom Holland, I wouldn't say he's like my favorite Spider-Man, but I do enjoy him when he's on screen, and I do enjoy his movies. Not all of them, but like Spider-Man movies, I enjoy. But I wish him a speedy recovery. And I know this is something that people say they recovering from, but it's more or less something that kind of sticks with you for the rest of your life. This is not something that kind of like goes away. It's always something it's a demon that rears his ugly head, from time to time. We've seen that with like DJ AM. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. He survived an airplane. His airplane crashed, and it was him, Travis Barker, and I think his cousin. And Travis Barker was like pretty like the gasoline kind of like went all over his body, went in flames. DJ AM picked him up and jumped out the plane. You know what I mean? Like it was grounded, but it was crashed and saved his life. But because they got burnt so much that they kind of like went over to like drinking and it's the depressing situation, right? So
and now he's
kind
back to Kardashian, so it's fine.
Yeah, well, he's back as a Kardashian, yeah, but like DJ AM, he ended up passing away through overdose. DJ AM, he was actually in Iron Man 2. He was the DJ when Tony Stark was wilding, fighting with War Machine.
Goldstein.
Yeah, good DJ. Yeah, DJ Goldstein, yeah. My man right there with the cut. Yeah, so it just happened. So I'm just, I wish Tom Holland a speedy recovery, get better before anything else. So we don't care about none of these movies. Like, just get better. I'd rather have you in the long run versus, something happened to you than, it's not cool. And plus he's young as hell, so so that's for that Tom Holland situation. Let me see here. So we kind of talked about this a couple of months ago that Beetlejuice was a thing. Beetlejuice Part 2 was a thing. But yesterday, everything kind of like ramped up as far as like production. So it's happening. They're gonna start filming this year, or I guess after the writer's strike. Yeah, that's still a thing. So you have Michael Keaton is coming back as Beetlejuice. This guy has like a resurgence, bro. It seems like we just with these actors and shit, they come back. Because Michael Keaton, he's coming back as the Flash in the Flash movie. He was supposed to come back in the Batman Batgirl series, Batgirl show, movie that kind of got canceled. So it's kind of him coming back as the Vulture and all that kind of shit. So it's kind of cool to kind of see him back in the limelight. But yeah, it's you got him. He's coming back. What's that girl's name? Lydia. What's her name? Fuck. Ryder. Winona. Right. There we go. So she's coming back. Justin Thurux. I can't say his last name. He's a guy from fucking the Lost, whatever. I forget the show, but he's coming back. He's not coming back. But he's a new character on the show, as well as Jenna Ortega is coming back. Jenna Ortega is being cast for everything. Whoa! My man came in hot. I'm gonna mute you real quick.
And Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp is back. He's in it. He's in this movie.
I saw a poster with him on it.
Okay, man. I mean, Tim Burton likes to work with his people, man. So it makes perfect sense. A lot of people, it's funny because people are upset that James Gunn, he kind of like hires the same exact people to be in his movies. Like he cast his wife, he cast his brother. He casts his brother, and
I was slow to realize that the High Evolutionary was the dude from Peacemaker for a second.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
was
catch
looking
it
at it,
until
I'm
I
like,
saw
yo,
it
where
on
I
like
know this guy from? I'm like,
online.
and then I realized it was Peacemaker. So shit, he's from Peacemaker.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, man. You're a director. It's high stress. Why you want to work with somebody that could be possibly, hard to work with, right? Like you don't want to spend the next 6-7 months working with somebody that is a fucking dickhead. He knows he's been working with these same people for, the last 10 years. He's gonna be like, all right, cool, I want you back. The same thing like Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler likes to work with his people. He puts all his boys on. You know what I mean? Like day in every movie, no one cares, no one bats an eye. What do you call Christopher Nolan does it. He played that same guy is in every movie. I forgot his name. Played the Scarecrow in Batman Begins. He's in every movie with him.
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, and he's in Oppenheimer. He's the main lead there. You know what I mean? So like it's.
Oh man, Peaky Blinders. Are you the Peaky Blinder, devil?
Yo, word. Like it's funny because talking about. I was watching the Oppenheimer trailer. It dropped. There was a reaction trailer to that shit. I need to find it. Yo, my man, people got excited when they saw Albert Einstein. Like it's almost like they saw like it was a crazy cameo, like a crazy Marvel character cameo. I'm like, yo, bro, like it's Albert Einstein, dude. Why the fuck you get so excited?
He got MC Square.
Yeah, like it's wild crazy, man. Yo,
Didn't this actor play Einstein before? What was his name? Not Tim Robbins.
I think so. My man Fresh Prince sound like he got like 18 fans. You know it's hot when you hear the fans, bro. I'm gonna put you on. He's like, I'm
about to get a metal fan, bro, for real.
You about to hit up fucking Chris right now. I'm gonna hit up Marrero like, yo, where you get your fucking industrial fans from, bro?
I'm gonna get that industrial school fan for the summer, boy. You never be hot with that fan. That shit was a wind tunnel. Everything's blown away. Whatever's not pinned down is going bye-bye.
That's just crazy, man.
You just have to like put your whole forearm on your work to write it and shit because it will fly away. You know?
That shit crazy, man. Yo, fucking CW, man. CW looking like they're about to cancel everything. Yo, people online on Twitter are wilding right now. Like, you better not fucking cancel, Superman and Lois. I'm like, I don't know, man. I mean, that's probably like what they one of the most popular shows that they have on the CW.
It's the best show that they have.
Yeah, I mean, they could probably move it over to I mean, it's already like partially on HBO Max, so they can just throw it on Max. But I guess I don't know, man. Maybe they looking to kind of like can everything and kind of like,
I mean, I feel bad hearing that the Winchester got canceled because that was Jensen Ackles' project that he wanted to like do a spin-off from the Supernatural story. But it's like I said in the group chat, like there's only so much you could do with that world. Like Supernatural literally told everything, bro. Like they did everything. It would like there's no new story to tell with the Winchesters. Like you're just retelling old stuff we've seen like 100 times now. So I that's why I had a feeling it wasn't gonna take off. There's no new story to tell.
That's crazy.
Like Supernatural, literally, they did gods, they did wizards, they did witches, they did freaking elves, they did gnomes, they did they literally did minotaurs, anything you could think of that's fantasy, mythological, anything shit. They've done it all in Supernatural. There's no new story to tell with that shit, bro. It's over. It was at the point where y'all niggas was fighting angels because y'all ran out of people to fight. Bro, I'm serious. At the end of the story, they were fighting angels. Michael was the villain. Michael the Archangel was the villain near the end of the story.
They always make Michael the villain.
Because he killed Lucifer, so there was no Lucifer to be the villain no more. So like they had to make Michael the villain. Like he was trying to take over the world. And bro, like What?
That shit's like 15 seasons, right?
Yeah, they ran out of stuff to tell, man. They were fighting angels at the end of the final seasons.
Yeah, that's a great run, man. Yeah, just end it.
just end it.
That's what I said when they did the spinoff. There was nothing to tell. I'm like, there's no new story you could tell with this shit.
Just end it like how they need to end Fast and the Furious, man. Because my man Vin Diesel be wilding, bro. So yo, Fast and the Furious 10 is not the last. It's not the first out of second part. It is the first out of 3. So there's
what?
2 more.
Sorry, what?
There's gonna be 2 more movies after 10. It's gonna be a trilogy. He said it on the red carpet. They had a world premiere out in Rome, and he let it slip. And I'm like, this is probably why the director quit. This was supposed to be the last one, bro. He's like, nah, we're gonna have 2 more, whatever. And he was like, nah, I'm out. That's why he quit. You know, I'm thinking about that shit. Like, yo, what are you gonna do? 2 more, bro? Like,
how you gonna quit on the greatest superhero story ever told, man? Come on, man. You gotta get back in there, bro. We ain't finished telling them superhero stories, man.
Yo, for real. I don't know if you guys can I don't know if you guys can hear it, but like, it's in the chat. It's hold on, let me see. That's not it. That's a wrong.
We literally stopped being about cars and racing and been on superhero shit since Fast and Furious 4, yo. Like that. Ever since then, that was the origin story of like superhero shit, and then like the power just been growing ever since that. It started off with simple shit, and the power just been growing. Yo, I forgot about what power he had. Y'all forgot about Fast and Furious 4. How he was able to rewind time just by being at the scene of the crime. I forgot about that shit.
Yeah.
He was at the scene of the crime, and then his body, he was seeing everything that was going on. He was rewinding time, and he saw everything that happened. He was looking at, the car flipped here, it bounced and rolled over here. Then the body flew out the car here. This is where the bullet shot happened. I was like, bro, what the hell? Like, my man was rewinding time.
I don't know. What you're doing, man. So I tried running it. I don't think did you hear audio?
No.
Yeah, so it's not gonna work.
Why? It's gonna be the last movie where they're gonna say Dominic Toretto was like the son of Zeus. He was a god. Nobody knew. Like we thought his father was the racer, but nah, it was Zeus. Zeus took his father for me.
Yo, bro.
Zeus took his father for him, had sex with his mother, and then Dominic Toretto came.
Oh my god.
That is fucking funny as fuck, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I tried playing it, but I don't think it went through. But yeah, he. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, man, like it's content, and he's gonna try to profit off of it. It makes money. It doesn't not make money. Oh, I have it right here.
You just saw this part 1. They said, could you make Fast X, the finale, a trilogy?
We're getting a 3rd movie?
Trouble here.
Wait, did that just happen? Wait, where are you guys going?
He's every out of here.
And they're probably like, fuck, bro. Like I don't know why he's bringing it. Like he's that's a big spoiler.
He probably just threw that out there. That probably wasn't even locked in. He probably just threw that out there to try to get pressure on the studio to get a couple more
Michelle Rodriguez, man. She had a abuela neck right there, boy. She old, man. She's old now, bro.
She but you know what? She old, man, but she working though.
Yeah, she's still got
at one point in time, she was like Icarus, man. Like she was at the height of her career, and then she got into that DUI in Hawaii and lost every job, and she bounced back. Yeah. Avatar gave her like kind of a new lease in life, because when that happened, like they killed her off in Fast and the Furious, like she had no franchises. So it's good to see her, since she's out there.
What do you mean killed her off fast? She ain't never died.
I mean, this is I mean, yeah. That shit. There was no way that she survived that shit. Like, like that shit
Exactly.
killed instantly.
Yeah,
like
she
there was
was
no way
done.
she crawled down. Like it just, they brought her back because they want to bring her back. It's almost like, they saw they have new characters and like the audience is probably not really gravitating to these new actors.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, yo, we got to bring some old folks back. Almost like how the MCU is. Like if it was to bring back, the OGs, we may have a shot. You know what I mean?
She's the only person I know. She's another superpower being because she took a bullet to the head. The only thing she lost is her memory, bro. Like,
bro, like let's talk the fact that she beat fucking Ronda Rousey. Like, chill.
Yeah.
Like, chill. Let's not even talk about the fact that Vin Diesel drove through the Khalifa buildings in Dubai.
Yo, that's always
You know what
the
I
one
mean?
on my mind, bro. Like,
That shit-
come on,
Mind you, after he held the car without using a jack,
bro.
he lifted the car up so Brian could do work under the engine to install some GPS shit.
Freaking Hercules Toretto out here. Right
I'm sure. Like when he's
Drove
I
the Son
think
of
he had-
Zeus. You know what
we talked about this shit too. Like I think that he has like a clause in his contract. Like he's like, you need to make me more powerful. Like every movie, you need to make me more like. There has to be
make me more powerful.
You have to make me more powerful, dude. Yo, and
What the fuck is this saying?
Spoiler alert, my man Hobbs is back in Fast 10. Yeah, bro.
Oh my god.
He's back, so they happy. They're like, yo, word. They said we got Hobbs back. We don't have to end it at 10. We get Hobbs back and we can just add some more. Bring his family. Yo, my man.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do.
I'm gonna call it right now. They're gonna finish off this 3, whatever they call. Then they're gonna make a show, Fast and Furious show, and there's gonna be some other shit. It's gonna be a whole universe, bro. Like
they got a Fast Furious cartoon show.
That shit's trash. I seen that. That shit.
No, legit.
It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
It's supposed to be his nephew or something. He's a Toretto. It's like his nephew and his team.
Bro, it is the worst animation, bro. It shit gives me a headache, bro. That shit is not good animation. That shit is terrible. But they try to capitalize on that shit. I mean, people did watch it. I think I saw the first 2 episodes or some shit. Nah, I just couldn't get down with that shit. Really couldn't get night. As much as I like the Fast and Furious shit, man, that's like my guilty pleasure.
Well, my thing was like, I was like, who kid is this? Because it's not me. It's not Mia's kid. It's not John Cena's kid. So I was, who kid is this that makes him Uncle Dom?
And he was dark as hell. I'm like, Mr. Vincent Sinclair. I know he's biracial. He has to be biracial because his kids, like his baby moms was like a Brazilian woman, right? She was from Brazil, and then his kid was OD biracial.
The dude kid, the one that died from the train.
Oh, Nico's
kid. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. They consider him Uncle Don. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. I was like, who kid is this? You're like,
yeah, I forgot he definitely did have a kid out there.
Yeah, he left the money for him to take care of himself. Yeah. Oh,
that shit wild, bro. Like, dude, they're gonna keep on. They're gonna extend it where the kids, they're gonna maybe do a time jump, and then his kids are gonna be the new crew. Like, it's gonna have, Paul Walker's character, his daughter, his son, his daughter, whatever. I think he has 2 kids, right? In the movie, I don't know if it's
2 kids.
That's 2, right? I don't know if they're 2 boys or I know there's 1 boy, but they're gonna have them take the mantle and watch. Vin Diesel's gonna find a way to have them de-age them to be their age and do it again. He's like, yo, I need you to make me 16 again. Yo, I'm telling you, they're gonna do that shit. And they're gonna give it. They're gonna say it's his son. It's gonna be his son. They aged up, but it's gonna be Vin Diesel
playing his son.
I wouldn't even put it past him.
Yo, imagine that shit happens. Yo, we gotta lock this in. This is episode 136, bro. Clip it. My man Vin Diesel's back as a 16-year-old, bro. It's gonna be crazy.
Playing his own son.
Playing his own son. Don't even give other people an opportunity to get bigged up. He's like, nah, I'm gonna take that. You know what I mean?
It's my shit.
My man Vin Diesel, bro. My man never loses. My man said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get my way."
I forgot all about SmackDown today.
Yeah, I gotta watch that after we get off.
Oh man, what else is happening here? So DK Star Wars is reverting back to George Lucas's vision. I don't know how true that's gonna be. Yo, hot take, right? Hot take. This might upset some people on this panel. It might upset whoever's watching. But yo, George Lucas is kind of mid. I don't know if I'm bugging. Maybe I am. I don't care.
That's your opinion.
Okay. I appreciate that. That was kind of aggressive when he said it too. He said this.
How was that aggressive? That's your opinion.
No, but you know what? People put him on a high pedestal, right? Like he's like the man. Like, bro,
kind of is. I mean, he kind of made some of the biggest franchises there is in movies.
I mean, it was kind of a ripoff of Doom, but let's not get to that. Anyways,
what?
It is.
There's influences, yes, but a ripoff, bro.
No, I wouldn't say ripoff, but like, understand, like,
yeah, that was kind of far, bro.
No, so all right, his storytelling, all right, cool. It's the first of its kind, right? But like the storytelling is not like 100% like compared to what the storytelling we're getting now, right? It kind of like outshines it. Like if you watch, like I have a new love for the prequels, right? I used to hate them shits. Now I kind of watch them and I'm like, I appreciate this shit more than I did before because the shit that we've been getting now is kind of like, all right, this is not, it's not that great, but it's okay. So I'm like, okay, but watching it, like even like just the acting itself is just terrible, right? Some parts, not all the parts. Like there's some really good moments, but like the shit that gets me out of the shit that makes me laugh every single time is Palpatine. But when he was fighting. And he was doing the stupid faces, and he was doing that. No. I'm like, whose idea was to keep that in shot? Like, I would have been like, this is terrible.
Okay, so let me ask you a specific question. Are you saying that George Lucas as a director is mid, or are you saying that him as a creator is mid? Because those are the way you're explaining it right now. I can lean to you on certain things about directing. Like there's a lot of things with Anakin that I despised, and that's because he directed him that way. So understandably, if you're talking about that, then yes, I can say yes. Some of his, like directing wise, I can see why you would say he's mid. As a storyteller and a world creator, though, nah, that's kind of blasphemous, bro.
I would say the all right. So I would say both ways, right? Like the directing is kind of like questionable on his options, his choices on how he wanted to shoot his scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, at the same time, is like the storytelling, the world building. I'll give him that, amazing. But as far as like dialing it in and creating like dialogue within the movie itself, not the lore itself, not the lore. I'm not talking about the lore. Lore is great. It's separate
so it's the direction then.
It's the direction and the way lines were delivered is almost like, all right, like it's not that great. But it's almost like, as a guy that loves Zack Snyder, right? I love his movies, whatever. And I was watching some podcasts, and I'm like, yo, in 30 years, am I gonna be that guy that's gonna be like, Zack Snyder was the best, and all these Superman movies is trash? Like I'm gonna be the George Lucas kind of fans, like those like 30 years they don't care about, they hate the new sequels. They're like, yo, these are peak. You know what I mean? Episode 1, 2, and 3 are peak.
Okay,
I'm like,
so
damn.
I think we can look at Zack Snyder and say the same thing, right? I thought you were gonna say something different when you said look back in 20 years. But I think if we do the same thing with Zack Snyder, we'll probably be doing the same thing. Because the way that everything evolves, we're gonna look back and look like, yo, some of this dialogue was kind of mid, bro. Like, yeah, these shots were fantastic. It looks like panels pulled right out of a graphic novel. But like, we could go back and we could start nitpicking and say some of this stuff was mid as well. I think George Lucas as the head and the creator of everything, flat out genius. But I think again is when you build on these things is when you get people like Lawrence Kasdan to come in and start writing, because I think that's where you or some other people, even myself at times, might feel a disconnect. But also, again, we have to remember we start to feel that disconnect because we get older and we're looking at it through a different lens. These things were originally made for children. So at the same time, sometimes I look at some of this shit and maybe I am giving him a pass because I am a fan, but some of the stuff I gotta give him a pass because it's like you're trying to portray this to children. So you're trying to get children to understand these monumental systems and like basically this whole thing is about space Nazis and governments and power and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Like when you get down to it, that's what this whole thing is really about, just told in different ways. And the moral of the story is to balance everything. So again, like I feel he's a genius in the way that he's developed this entire world, the lore and everything like that. But of course, I'm not gonna say he's the greatest writer in history. No, I can't say that. So I can agree with some people when they say he's mid, because I feel like that's where they're coming from with it, with the directional choices and some of the writing sometimes. But besides that, I have to give him his props. And then you go into just everything visually. Let's just look at everything that we have in movies now, right? We want to talk about comparing to what we have now. Everything that we have visually as far as like CGI and effects came from this man's brain. He's the one that was stifled because I can't do this. I'm seeing some shit and I can't do it. So let me go and create ILM and let me push the evolutionary technology forward. So again, there's aspects like that people don't take into account. You could say the movies are mid, but again, you're going to take away everything that he did as far as effects and special effects for what we have now. You got to give this man his props, man. He's like a revolutionary and a genius in all aspects.
I tell you one thing. What I learned,
that's my opinion too, right? That's just my opinion.
What I did learn about ILM is that, you know what ILM started? It didn't start with George. It didn't start with George Lucas. He helped fund it, but the first movie that kind of utilized the compositing and all that kind of like CG shit. And is the and you will never think this would be the movie that to be the tempo of compositing, CG compositing. It was the Mario Brothers movie. This shit had me in tears when I found out the Mario Brothers movies was the first movie to utilize the ILM shit. Like you utilize everything, the compositing. Like for real, it's like because everything was so analog at that time,
right?
And the first digital CG compositing was done through the Mario Brothers movie. It was a quick Snapple fact, but dude, like George Lucas, I'm not gonna discredit his world building, his lore, like the lore, but I think that if you want to bring him back, that's cool, or not bring him back, but like you utilize his vision. Like using him as a consulting, like him having ideas, pitching an idea, and having a great writer to come forward to construct this new thing using his ideas. I'm down with that.
Yeah, that's how it should 100%.
I'm down with that. But I mean, it's hit or miss for me. I mean, listen, we need anything that's Star Wars related to be great. Jaleel White, the dude that played
Stefan Urkel.
Stefan Urkel. He let it slip that he is in the new Skeleton Crew show.
Oh shit!
And he said, "Listen, I had to put on 2 hours of makeup." He said, "I get to be a pirate." So I'm like, "Oh!" So he brought the pirate out. So that means there's the reason why the whole Mando situation with the pirates. I guess we're gonna kind of like dive deep into that aspect on why we got pirates in Mandalorian. So supposedly the Skeleton Crew is gonna be almost like a kind of a Goonies feel. They're gonna have a bunch of kids, and that the concept sounds great. I can't wait, and I think that comes out at the end of this year. So we get that in 2023, which is good shit. So I'm really looking forward. Looking forward to that in Ahsoka, 100%. After seeing all that Ahsoka news and shows being 60 minutes each, I'm like, I need that in my life. Even if it's only 8 episodes, I could take it.
Yeah.
I know that because when I looked at the credits, Dave Filoni written and directed every single episode.
That's all I need. That's all I need
So
to know.
So there's no I get it with the Mandalorian. It gave other directors an opportunity to shine, like Bryce Dallas Howard. She did a great job. You had Taika Waititi. You have a slew of different directors that was able to kind of put their little DNA footprint in these shows. But when it comes down to like storytelling, it's always good to have just kind of like one director kind of like see it through from beginning to end, because I think that's one of the reasons why the new Star Wars, not the new Star Wars, but like the new trilogy really didn't mend well, because you had directors kind of like fighting with each other and not really like seeing one vision, and it was kind of like J.J. Abrams kind of like set the stage, and then Rian Johnson came in and kind of like dismantled what he had going on. Then J.J. came back and fixed whatever happened in the first one and tried to make a cohesive story. And because I think that I don't think, but according to the previous director before J.J. Abrams was the
Colin Trevorrow.
Yeah, he didn't have a Palpatine in the script, so Palpatine was something that was brand new. Like they had to put that. That was like oh man, we have to do this. Like, how can we make it work? Oh, let's bring him back. So, man, listen. I'm ready for some. I'm ready for some Star Wars, man. Disney Plus has been kind of like meh. Nothing has been showing. There's nothing on Disney Plus right now for me to watch.
Yeah.
And I need something. I know we got Secret Invasion coming out next month. I did say it in the chat that I'm not really excited about it. Really don't. It's not like, oh my god, I can't wait. But I hope that it changes my mind the moment I watch it. Like, oh, this is something I didn't know I needed. But I think because we got burnt with all these Marvel projects, and it was like, all right, whatever. I mean, but I think with Guardians coming out, kind of like refreshed a lot of the confidence that I have with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So like this was a really good movie, and I hope that all right, cool. We're starting off strong. Let's keep going. So hopefully it continues.
Well, it seems like they're switching up stuff. I heard the Marvels is going through reshoots and stuff now, and I don't know. So I guess they're trying to solve whatever issue they have now, but I don't know how they're gonna do it, man.
From what I read online, is they tasked Kevin Feige pretty much like overseeing and kind of like I mean, he was already overseeing, but they saying that he is like vetting everything and kind of like fixing what needs to be fixed. I don't know what that means, because I thought that he was the go-to guy when when the scripts come out. He knows about the script. He watches the first cut. So I'm not sure if he was kind of like, I let it pass or make money. I highly doubt that, because you lose your job that way.
But they had that trilogy. I mean, the Trinity that they had over there for a minute. So it's like, I guess he had. The way it appears is maybe he had more faith in Victoria Alonso to hold it down for the majority of the stuff that he couldn't do, because we heard that he was supposed to be getting a Star Wars project as well, right? So he was probably trying to delve off into that a little bit, and she probably took a little more work off his plate, and this is probably why it ended up, because they said she's the one that was pushing this. Again, these are not my words, but pushing the woke agenda that so many people had a problem with. And I guess they said that Iger came in and made an example out of it. So we'll see what happens.
I think reports did come up that she was working on an Amazon project, and it was a conflict of interest. So they kind of used that to kind of like get her out. Because I was like, they can't just get her out because she's on some woke shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Some other shit, you know what I mean? So they use
she's been there for like 18 years. Like, yeah, you gotta have a good reason.
Yeah, like you just she was there from the very first casting. Like she was there for the Tony Stark and not Tony Stark, but Robert Downey. Like she was there for like casting shit. Yeah. And there's a lot of casting, a lot of folks that are cast that I really enjoyed. I know she had her DNA in that. But yeah, I hope that MCU is on incline at this point, because they can't keep losing, man. And especially with the writer's strike, a lot of things gonna end up getting delayed now, because if you're doing reshoots, the reshoots require writers, and if you can't get your writers back, you can't do reshoots. So I don't know, man. The Marvel's looking kind of shaky. I hope it's good, but it looks shaky. It looks real shaky.
No, it really does, man. And I'm still waiting to see what happens, because this dude's court case was supposed to be on Monday, and I haven't heard nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing about nothing.
And people are speculating that the person, the actor who played the High Evolutionary was they looking to retcon and make him not retcon, but like he's a variant of Kang as well. I'm like, oh, I don't know if you want to do that. That's not gonna really work out. People are really upset about that. Even though he was really good as High Evolutionary. I know there was a lot of screaming. Yo, listen, if you don't like screaming, bro, Guardians is a lot of fucking screaming, dude. Unnecessary. It's like Guardians is it's like a Puerto Rican household. It's just screaming. It's just screaming. It was normal for me. Man. It was normal. It was just screaming. He's unhinged, because if you're watching High Evolutionary, he starts off like you see him in the very beginning of the movie, and throughout the movie he's very calm, and like he just doesn't really break. You know what I mean? He doesn't look unhinged, but third act he just whatever he lost it. He lost it. He was just screaming, and then he was screaming at people like face to face, like there's no God. They had to step in. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's just a lot.
Yeah, I gotta go. I'm trying to go watch that tomorrow, man.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. But that movie was really good, and watching it, then you don't understand why Marvel had to bring him back. This this fucking script was too good, right?
Yeah,
too fucking good. Let's bring him back. Let him finish. Because I can't imagine anyone else doing this, directing this movie and having the same kind of heart. You know what I mean? This movie has super heart. Everyone gets a chance to shine. I want to see it. I'm gonna see it on Monday. Yeah, man, it's a tearjerker, man. Like you got it. I mean, I know the rest said he didn't cry or he didn't tear up, and that's fine because there's people that was in there that just didn't. All right, cool, whatever. But I guess for me, I guess I'm pussy. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm just getting too old, and I just I think about other shit, and maybe I have an underlying condition that I just cry for anything now. So it's
what it is, we at that age, or we get into those ages now. We be on some real existential shit sometimes. So it's like we start to think about more than just ourselves. We start to think about our families, the impacts that we have, or the impacts that our families have on us. And we tend to zone in a little bit more on some of these messages, especially if they're done well. So I don't blame you. I don't want to call you pussy for crying. Again, I haven't seen it yet, so we'll see what happens. I'll see how I feel about it. But again, I still wouldn't judge you for it, because again, I've watched my share of movies where shit just hits you sometimes. You don't even know. I don't even know why sometimes. Sometimes this shit just happens, and then I gotta figure it out later. But it's that's when you know a movie was done well.
Yeah, it was definitely done well. Even the emotional aspect of things, when something was heavy with the emotional, they didn't try to kill the tension with a joke.
Mm-hmm.
The jokes were not forced. It was it made you kind of sit in a situation and be like, all right, cool. They come, and then maybe the joke will come in and kind of solve that issue. But after watching this movie here, I'm not really 100% confident about James Gunn doing a Superman, but it made me feel a little bit better, 30% better. All right, he maybe could pull this off. I believe he could pull it off, but I guess it all depends on, just the storytelling. And he's good with storytelling. I have no issues with James Gunn. This guy can make the theater cry if he wanted to.
And as far as how people been talking about, the story originates from his personal experience and his connection to his father. I right now I'm open. I don't even want to judge. I'm not going to say he's not the type of person. I'm not going to say he's right. I'm just open because from everything I've heard about his personal connection to this story, I want to see it. I am ready to see exactly how he wants to bring a personal situation between him and his father and incorporate that with Superman, who we all know, the man with two fathers, and, you know, trying to figure out what the situation is. It's like, I that sounds interesting to me. It sounds like he might have found the key to unlock it as far as in this new age, I guess, for everyone,
Yeah.
maybe, instead of being so divisive. So I'm willing to give him a chance right now.
I think he had like a junket. This is for the Guardians junket, and someone asked him about, you know, DC. You know, people are gonna slide in those kind of conversations. Even if it was a Marvel event, they're gonna try to slide in those questions. And he brought up that he brought up the whole Crypto the dog, right? And I thought it was funny because I'm like, yo, is he serious or is it a joke? Well, when you have James Gunn and you have Chris Pratt in the same space, you don't know what to believe. If they're being serious, so I'm like, is he really gonna do this shit? But then in my head, I'm like, maybe he would, because I know I was like, yo, this is bullshit. Because I'm like, he is really big on doing a CG animal, in some place, and so like that's his thing. But like, how would it fit the story? Like him having a dog from Krypton, like, are you gonna say that he was packaged with his dog? I mean, in the comic, you get the package, you know, had both Clark Kent and Crypto. But are you gonna explain that in the movie? Like, is it gonna take away from the emotional aspect and make it seem like it's kind of like silly? Because Crypto was always like a silly concept, but it falls under the whole, James Gunn shtick.
Yeah, it does. And like I was saying to you in the chat, I believe he would do it. As far as, you know, because again, it's like I didn't miss it. I know it was a joke, but at the same time, I feel he would do it. As far as having Chris Pratt voice it, that's pointless. Like, Crypto doesn't talk. There's no point in doing something like that. So I got the joke in that, but at the same time, I'm like, he could incorporate that into the story. I'm not saying he wouldn't, and I'm not saying if he did, it would be a bad thing. But again, with what you just said, it's basically how you explain it and how you go about it. Because other than that, it might be a distraction.
Yeah, because it's for me personally, I think it'll be a distraction. I mean, it's a cool concept, man. You can sell toys, you can sell the kids, but again, like you said, like, Crypto doesn't talk. You know what I mean? Just so I don't know what's the point of bringing him along unless there's like an emotional aspect where his dog ends up dying, and that's what kind of like sets him off, where he's like, I got to do what I got to do. Like, who knows? It's. I mean, they're gonna start. Well, again, with the whole writers strike, I don't know when this movie is gonna make its release date, which is kind of heartbreaking because I think that the movie was slated to come out on his father's birthday.
Right.
So I don't know if
it's gonna happen.
anything.
I don't think it's gonna get delayed. The fact that it was supposed to come out on his father's birthday and he said he didn't even realize that, I think they're gonna follow through with that. It's gonna have to happen. And I don't think the writer's strike is gonna have anything to do with it because he's the one writing it. So I don't really see why that should be a problem.
So, Brave, how do you feel like after watching Guardians? Do you feel like a little more like confident of James Gunn doing a Superman, or it's the same feeling for you?
No spoilers, please.
Same feeling, because the Marvel universe and the DC universe have different tones. So,
I mean, we don't know his tone at all as of yet, because his whole universe hasn't come about, so we don't know the tone, if it's gonna be like Marvel-esque or it's gonna kind of like follow, because DC's always been like dark, right? That's just like, it's a given. It's always been dark. So I don't know if he's gonna lighten it up.
I think he will.
I think he will, because he doesn't like dark. He's always talked shit about like dark movies. Like, he always cared about color. So.
And you got characters like Booster Gold and all that. Like, not to take away, but like, I don't think he's gonna make this dark. You can't. It's almost like you can't do that with these characters that they're trying to introduce right now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But let's see, man. We're gonna find out, man, very soon. We're gonna get casting information about who's gonna play Clark Kent, Superman. Lois and whoever's going to be the main villain. Which
are you guys invested in that highly?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I know that I'm more of a Batman kind of guy.
Right.
But Superman is like, I think Man of Steel really kind of like catapulted me to loving Superman. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care so much about it. I always thought he was kind of like corny, kind of like a square.
Boy Scout, yeah.
Yeah, so I think watching the Man of Steel kind of like, oh shit, this is like, I like the way that he's written and I like the way this is shown. Mm-hmm. So I'm invested to see something new that is not trying to be like anything else. Like if Superman, the only thing that will set me off if James Gunn doesn't have this Superman to have his own theme. Like if you're gonna try to incorporate like the Christopher Reeves theme, I'm gonna be highly upset because Christopher Reeves had his own. Yeah, that's his own theme. Like Henry Cavill, his Superman has his own theme song. Like let him have his own theme song. Don't try to take away from someone else's. Like that's why I would hate it. I will fucking hate it.
Okay, it's crazy. I feel like, and I'm not even saying nothing against you. It just shocked me when you said that because I never even thought about that before, honestly. But I'm like, if they went back to the Christopher Reeves one, to me, that's more nostalgic than anything, right? That's Superman to me, right? I don't want to say that's my Superman, but that's our Superman. We grew up with that. So that's like a trigger, almost like a callback to that. And it seems like that's what everybody wants it to go back to. So to me, if they did that or riff on that or remix or whatever, like, I don't think that wouldn't upset me. That would kind of like get me in the mood, I think, if it's done right.
Yeah.
But
not for me. Not for me. I don't. It's his own universe. It's his own character. Like let him have his own shine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it's connected to anything. Like it's just when. Yeah.
yeah. We breeze past it. We ignore it.
Yeah, because when he did the Black Adam with the cameo of Superman, they didn't put his theme song. They put Christopher Reeve's theme song.
Yeah,
bro,
but,
like that.
Okay. Yeah, but in that one, I feel you though, because it's like that's our guy right there. It's like, where's his music?
But even if say if I wasn't a Man of Steel fan, but I seen Man of Steel, I would be like, that's not his theme song. Like without having a bias, like I was like, that's not his theme song.
Yeah.
So like, why would you do that? Like Batman has his own theme song. Like people have. I think that we're so stuck on nostalgia. Like nostalgia is the only thing that will get movies to make money. I think we need to break out of that and have people have their own thing because these characters that's playing Superman weren't alive when Christopher Reeve was Superman.
Right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So for them, it's not nostalgic for them. They're like, you tell them who's Christopher Reeve, they're like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like for us it is, but like we need to expand it so other people can. So someone else that was our age, that was like, oh my God, that's the Superman theme song, for them to have their own thing, not live off someone else's nostalgia.
It's crazy. I feel you. It's like I feel you 100%. Like you talking straight facts. I can't like rebuttal anything that you're saying. But just from a personal standpoint, it's like I don't know. Yeah, it's us, right? So I'm just being real. It's like that hits. It hits, right? Just like when Man of Steel drops, it hits, right? But
it hits,
I guess you're right. You're right. I guess they should get one. I'm just saying, for me personally, I wouldn't be mad because I guess it would kind of pull at my heartstrings. But I also I feel like they should be able to do things like that without what you're saying, like trying to develop the entire project on nostalgia. Like, no, but like, little Easter eggs or little shit like that, like little things like that get me hype in a movie. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know. I guess I'm kind of on the fence about this one particularly.
Yeah, I mean, there's like peak. There's peak, theme songs, right? Like Christopher Reeves it's known around the world.
I mean, it's John Williams too. It's like
Yeah.
I mean,
but at the same time, it's like you want people to create their own nostalgia, right?
Yeah,
like
I respect
a new
that,
generation to create their own nostalgia. So in 20 years, people can be nostalgic for what happened 20 years before that time, not 50 years, 60 years. You know what I mean? So
they better come with some fire.
Yeah, I'm sure. Depending
Come
on
with
who they
something
get to score,
fire.
yeah, like do something dope. Like you listen, Zack Snyder when he did the Batman versus Superman, like he could have easily ripped off the previous Batman, but he did his own thing, even though it was not as iconic as
Right.
Michael Keaton shit. But it felt menacing. It felt scary. Like when you heard that dun 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 dun.
No,
that shit was dope.
it fit for that vibe though. You're
Yeah.
right. Like it's not iconic by any form, but it fits. Like I'm not gonna that shit gets me amped up when I watch that movie. Like him, that So you're right. They gotta.
I guess you know we see what happens, but I think that James Gunn probably will feed off that nostalgia because he knows like he'll end up getting a demographic of people that he will like, oh, these people are gonna come see this movie now because there's some nostalgia here. And I just think that nostalgia is cool. It's cool to have, but like it will definitely alienate new people that's watching the movie. The only movie that doesn't alienate people that is 100% nostalgic is Super Mario Brothers. That's because Super Mario Brothers is relevant. It's something that's been played since the 80s and it's still being played to this day. So they don't really like it. It's open for everyone. It doesn't really alienate anybody unless you never play Mario ever in your life. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. But I tell you what, one thing that I am excited about. June 1st needs to hurry the fuck up. Because June 1st, I cannot wait. Across the Spider-Verse, I am so pumped to see this fucking movie.
What?
Jeez Louise, man. I saw the new trailer. They released a new, like, a quick little snippet. I'm like, bro. You said whose voice was that? I don't know if I was right or not, but it does sound like Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah, I didn't even go back to check, but like it threw me off because I'm like, I know who that is, but I cannot place it right.
It sounds, but the way he kind of was like, his vocals were like clear as day. They almost wanted us to figure out who this person was. Like, you know what I mean? It was a random ass voice, but I'm like, that sounds like Lakeith Stanfield. If you guys don't know who Lakeith Stanfield is, for the viewers out there, he was in
Atlanta.
Nope. He was in also in.
I'm sorry, not Nope. I'm sorry.
Nope.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Get Out.
Get Out. Sorry, Get Out.
He was in Get Out, and the other movie that was fucking weird as fuck.
That's my movie too.
Yeah. Sorry to bother you.
I love that fucking movie.
Yeah. And he's I mean, I wouldn't say he's up and coming, but he has some chops, bro. He has some really good acting chops, man. He's a really good actor. So if that is him, that'd be great. I did hear that the person who's voicing Scarlet Spider is under wraps 100%. Like they have not said who is voicing him. People are speculating that it could be one of the it could either be Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire. But if I don't know if their characters are going to be in the movie. I know that
I believe they showed their suits though in one of the scenes.
Okay,
I believe two of them was together. I didn't see Tom Holland, but I believe the other two were together in the scene with Miles.
Yeah, I heard Tom Holland was Tom Holland was like they said not a leak, but like they said that he is in the movie. But I don't until I see it. I don't. This movie is gonna be 2 hours and a half, dude.
Ooh,
so long movie.
Yeah.
And this is one part out of two, so we're gonna get the second one next year. I try to snag those Across the Spider-Verse ones. I struck out. I was like, damn, bro. Yo, it's crazy because when the first movie came out, I was able to get them shits like easy, and I got it for my boy Don, right, for his birthday. And mind you, I wanted to get them shits for myself. I'm like, let me get these shits for him, bro. Like them shits in value right now are like crazy, like almost like $2,000.
I believe
like
it.
$2,000. And I think they actually better than the ones that came out recently. I think they're still like better than, but they, it's I guess it's an opinion. It's
yeah.
But yeah, man. I try to get them in all like one of the sizes for me or my wife. Struck out on all three. So,
but that shit, it's a market, man. People be on these shits.
Oh man, I can't wait, man. June 1st, man. We only got a couple. We got what, 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, my birthday month about to be crazy, yo. That shit coming out, then the Flash coming out. That shit gonna be lit. It's gonna be
Yeah,
a lit couple weeks.
You have Across the Spider-Verse that's dropping on the 1st, and then you have Fast 10 coming out the 9th.
Oh shit!
Cause I'm like, yo, this is gonna be crazy. Like,
I'll be at the movies every week, yo.
No, there were a lot of movies coming out.
This is good, yeah. And the Marvels is what, July or August?
shit, I don't know. Depending if this shit fucking is gonna get delayed.
Right? Yeah.
I hope not though.
Yeah, I did want to see that. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice summer, man. It's gonna be a nice little summer. There's probably a lot of other stuff coming out too. We're not even thinking about.
Damn, man. Let me see what else is happening in the world of. Let me see here. It's been a very like slow week as far as news.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you know, we all got bashed by these Transformers movies, but you know, for lack of anything else to talk about. My son has been talking to me about this, and I saw a video pop up the other day. So they're saying that, or a rumor is now that apparently what the plot line is that this movie, because I think I brought up or I mentioned a couple episodes back that this is not like, this is a start of like a new trilogy of movies. And so Bumblebee is kind of like was by itself, and so that's what confused me. And I'm like, that just goes into the confusion of the whole timeline of these shits.
It's not.
What? It's not
director,
what?
The director stated that this happens 5 years after Bumblebee.
I know, but it's still the first in a new trilogy though. So basically, what's going on is that all of that stuff happened, like you said, like all of it happened. But what's going on now apparently is that everything that we hated about Unicron being Earth and all of that, it's like, how are you gonna do that from then? So basically, I guess what the storyline is supposed to be going now eventually is that this is I guess a parallel universe, but in the same multiverse or universe as the Bayverse, but not the same timeline. So
I thought they already established that this is like a reboot. I mean, the Bumblebee was a reboot.
Well, they were saying it was a soft reboot. They never said it was a total reboot. They kept saying it was like a soft reboot, and then like, so that's what I mean. It's like
they probably weren't sure how good it was going to be.
Yeah,
right.
It's just because it kind of it defeats the whole, like, you know, Optimus Prime already being on Earth. You know, then you go back to the Bay where he hasn't even stepped foot on Earth yet, but he was already on Earth in the 80s.
That's what I'm saying. So apparently what this movie is going to establish is that all of that stuff in the Bayverse happened, right? And then, like we said, that shit is dumb, that Unicron is Earth. Like, we're never going to see him. If he ever comes out, he's going to kill everybody on the planet, whatever. So eventually, obviously, that happened in the Bayverse. So that Unicron evidently did wake up, did destroy the planet. It was reborn, I guess, and was destroying things. So I guess kind of like how the comic books or how the TV show or cartoons were, the Maximals were a part of that universe in the future timeline, and Unicron was eventually, you know, just destroying everything. So they went back in time. They ended up on Earth back in time now in this movie that we're watching, which is, like you said, like a few months or a couple of years after Bumblebee. And now Unicron is basically coming to destroy this Earth, and the Scourge that they have, that's the leader or the main villain or whatever that's talking about Unicron is coming or whatever the case, that's supposed to be the Optimus Prime from the Bayverse. And if anybody watched like the original Transformers cartoons, like when they had the movie and how Unicron basically transmuted Megatron into Galvatron, he basically did that to our Optimus from the original Bayverse. So he's the villain in this one.
I saw that. That was a theory that was floating around TikTok and shit. Like they was looking at his helmet. His name is Scourge.
Yeah.
They show like the rivets in his head. It looks like Optimus Prime in the Bayverse, and he has that same type of truck that was in
Right.
the one before that.
Yeah,
I
the
think,
pipes on
but
the back and different
yeah.
things like that. Yeah.
But I read in the synopsis that the Maximals went back in time, and they went too far back into the prehistoric ages, and not prehistoric, but like way before mankind, and they had to like kind of like they had to adapt to whatever was there, and the only thing that was there was organic, so they had to like
Right.
turn it to like organic shit, like the cartoon.
Yeah, that's how the cartoon was. Yeah.
But I think listen, I saw that theory, and I'm like, I like that a lot. That'll be dope if this time around, he kills, he devours the planet Earth, right? But then you have like these Autobots kind of like floating in space, dead and shit, and he resurrects, Optimus Prime to be like his new minion, right? That'd be fucking dope.
It's supposed to be Nemesis Prime, but it is what it is. That's another thing. Like they just doing all types of different things. But like you said, this is the smartest way they could do to mend all of this madness together. I guess it's the smartest thing, but yeah, it's still a lot of things I don't like about this as a Transformers fan. But it is what it is.
It looks good, man. I like it's funny how you got Pete Davidson as Mirage, because you can hear it now. You can hear it in his voice, but he sounds like. His voice sounds like the animation, the cartoon, like that very like hyper, and it's just like that kind of like distorted voice, but like it sounds like a person, but it sounds distorted, but like it sounds like the cartoon. But yeah, I mean, listen, I saw the first trailer was like okay for me. The second trailer was like, oh shit, this looks pretty good. But I think, listen, if I could sit here and watch these fucking last night shits, I could sit down to this shit.
I'm gonna watch it. I gotta take my son. He loves these shits.
even though this is like a very like shorter movie, I think it's 150 like 152 hour 52 minutes. God. So that's really short for Bumblebee was like a little shorter than that, but still Bumblebee only had like 3 fucking robots in that shit. This is like you got the Maximals, you got all them shit. So I don't know how he's gonna kind of cram this all in less than 2 hours, but hey, listen, people, the marketing is crazy for this movie. So they, they either trying to like, be this, just try to make us buy these tickets, and it's a shitty movie, so they can get the high, the high
opening
gross.
Weekend.
And then like it's gonna drop 60%, 70% the next following week. But try to get that big kind of push. But let's see. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I have no idea. I've watched the theories and they all sound good, and I'm down for like a change, finally, because 5 movies with the Bayverse. That was 10+ years of
fucking torture,
of mayhem. And I was like, yo, are we gonna ever get this? Are we gonna ever get that? And he was always that parent that was like, you asked for a bike for Christmas and they got you a skateboard. You know what I mean? So it was like, we like, yo, like this, what the fuck, man? Like, are you listening to your fans? Your fans want this, and he always gave you the opposite.
And then or giving you what you want but fucking it up. Like, it's like, come on, man. So you're doing this shit on purpose.
Yeah, the guy he's a terror, man. He's a terror. Oh shit. They just announced right now Beetlejuice 2 adds William Dafoe as the afterlife law enforcement.
Hey. I like that. That's wild. Oh man. So is Johnny actually in it? Because I did hear y'all saying it earlier. I did see a poster with him in it too. Is he actually in it?
Red said that he saw something with it, but I didn't see anything that had like officially said that Johnny Depp is back. But I mean, who knows, man? This guy loves Johnny Depp, so as of right now, it looks like he's replacing his characters with new characters, man. Like Jenna Ortega is his new what's the chick name?
Winona Ryder.
No.
Lydia.
No, not Lydia. The chick that is in every movie that he makes. It's either Johnny Depp and her. Bellatrix. The chick that plays Bellatrix.
Helena Bonham Carter. Is that it?
Yeah, something like that. So that's gonna be his new general rotation.
Yeah, probably. And if she's smart, she get up in there too, because she'll have work forever.
My thing is, you bring back Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis.
He did.
I mean, dude,
they are.
And I'm saying, I'm just saying, like that'd be nice. If them back.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, they was ghosts. Yeah, bring them back.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's weird because like I said, if you never watched Beetlejuice and you watch it today, you never would think that's Alec Baldwin. They look like two different people.
Yeah, no,
like Alec Baldwin then and Alec Baldwin now. Before and now looks
totally different. Two different people.
Yo, for real, man. Like Beetlejuice is one of like my favorite fucking movies, and if this one sucks, I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'm not gonna like at least Beetlejuice 1 still exists, right? I can still go back to that movie. Because I know a lot of the times when you try to like revisit something and it's not that great, but you know, Wednesday and kind of like solidified his you know, he like I could still make this shit. I could still make good like horror shit. You know, not horror shit, but like, you know, comedy. But let's see, man. I'm looking forward to this year. This is 2024, and you know, hopefully we get some like production dates. What else is out there in the world? Fucking Daredevil got because of the strike. Daredevil got delayed, so we don't know when they're gonna resume. Because remember we talked about it a while ago, like they was still kind of writing the ending for Daredevil.
Yeah.
And so if that's the case, then they don't have an ending. So if they don't have writers to write the ending, so it's just going to be like a standstill, unless they're just going to be recording, shooting everything they have, and then kind of like, you know, resuming once the writers are, you know, are good. Which I heard online that this might be like a long fucking stint, because this is mainly because I thought it was the AI shit. It's not the AI. This is about streaming services and how writers are not getting paid for streaming, because Netflix is like, nah, we're not going to pay you in, you know, like something like, say if a writer wrote a movie or wrote anything, they'll get paid like, you know, $220,000, right? Now with Netflix is like, nah, we're going to pay you in points, and depending on like subscription and everything else, they get paid by points. Like they'll get like a minimal kind of like situation, and then they'll go ahead and pay them like they're lowball them. So I'm like, oh shit, so that might be a problem. So I don't know if Netflix is crazy. Sasha Kaye is bad.
Yeah, man.
I know it sounds crazy. I know for the listeners.
Mad random.
How do you go from like writer shit to Sasha? I'm like, yo, yeah. Yeah, so
she had a new action that for everyone listening. She has a new action figure, and I had just posted that in the chat.
In our Discord chat. I mean, I need y'all to start posting shit on like, take y'all what y'all posting in this private shit, put it out there in the real world so y'all can see. Because Sasha is bad. If they come out with a hot toy for Supergirl, I might cop that. Because we're not gonna get another movie with her. She's from an alternate universe, so they're not gonna, you know what I mean? She's not part of the main timeline. So there was a scene, and they explained the suit in the scene, and you see Barry's like, hey, listen, how to use the ring. And so he puts the ring on his finger, and the ring kind of like opens, and you see a small ass fucking suit come out.
Yeah, horrible.
And the fucking shit hits the ground. He's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to get into it before it hits the ground. I'm like, oh shit. A lot of people complain about the CG. I don't, you know, it's gonna be heavy CG, bro. There's gonna be some wonky shit happening. It's all right, man. It's okay. At this point in time, bro, like, with all these Marvel movies and DC movies have shitty ass fucking CG, this is not gonna bother me. This is not gonna bother me. Yo, I was watching Shazam, Fury of the Gods. There's a part where I really didn't. I guess I didn't really care about the CG when he's flying right at the end, and he's flying past the buildings. If you look at the buildings, the buildings are not even rendered. It looks like a video game. It looks like a video game that when you jump into a world and then you're waiting for the render to happen. That's what it looks like.
I gotta go back and check. I mean, I guess they shot it properly because I didn't even notice and I wasn't paying attention.
I guess they knew that the eyes would be at Shazam. Right. But then you watch it again, you're like, what the fuck is happening in the background?
It was happening fast.
I was like, oh shit, this looks.
You're talking about that end scene with all the destruction and stuff going on? That's what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm. The third act.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that shit's crazy, bro. But oh, what else? Oh man, the fucking Little Mermaid shit is getting. People are so the embargo. The internet reaction has been released. You only could react on like, you can't say anything specific. The embargo hasn't been lifted, but people are saying that the CG looks terrible. They said the shit looks like, they said that people were just hoping for this, like, for her to be on land, because they'd rather see her on land versus her going back into the water. And I'm like, oh,
I mean,
man, that's
if it's looking like how it was with the with that video that just came out, what is it? Not Kiss the Girl. Was it the Kiss the? No. What was the one that just dropped with her singing underwater? No. It was the one she was talking to the bird. She was talking to the bird. That's what it was. Yeah, and when she was swimming underwater, like, her hair.
Yo,
go ahead.
Swimming underwater, right? It's funny what you just said, like the birds talking underwater. Clear.
Yeah. Exactly. Clear. No bubbles, no nothing. Like, it's just chilling. So yeah, that looked crazy. And then so once that happened, then it started to pull me out. So then I see her hair, I see the face where they just placed it over, or they matched the hair, whatever it is that they was doing, you could just see it. Like, there was a clear distinction and everything. And I'm like, nah, this, and I'm seeing like girls talk, oh, the way she's swimming, oh my god, it looks so beautiful. Like, nah, like, this shit looks wow fake right now. And I mean, again, like, I haven't even seen Avatar, right? So I know a lot of people already have these biases. I haven't even seen Avatar. And I'm telling you right now, just me seeing these clips online, it's like, nah, this is not it.
It's gonna make a whole lot of money. It's gonna make it's gonna make $1 billion.
Just cause.
It's gonna make $1 billion because at the end of the day, this movie's for like kids, and kids are not gonna really care about how CG looks, right? They're like, oh, this is just like, they're gonna take, people are gonna take their daughters out there, they're gonna take their sons, they're gonna take whoever,
right?
But like the folks like us is like, damn, this is kind of like the uncanny valley of like CG. Yeah. But like this is looking a little rough, man. But at the same time, it's like, when you make things too practical, like the fish is like a fish, right? Flounder looks like a fish, right? And then Sebastian looks like a crab, right? They couldn't like animate it a little better. Like, bro, I'm almost scared about Lilo and Stitch. Are you gonna make Stitch like scary looking? Like, is
he didn't learn anything from Sonic?
Like, you need to make Stitch. You need to make Stitch look like Stitch in the cartoon, right? Because he was adorable, right? Give him like texture and shit like that. He doesn't have to look exactly like it. I was telling my wife, right. If they don't do the scene when he falls out and he hits Earth for the first time and he's on that road, he looks at the frog and he takes the gun and he fucking mushes him. If that shit doesn't happen in the movie, I don't want it. That's like my favorite fucking scene. Like, he puts you remember that scene?
They're not gonna do that though. I feel you though, like,
yo, that was
gangster, bro.
Mind you, like Lilo and Stitch, when they came out, I was already like a teenager. Like, I was not really like connected with the cat. I watch them, with my little sister. But like, I always thought that scene was priceless. I'm like, that's some real shit that I could relate to. Like, that is funny. That shit was like, he was like, yo, that shit was bad, but you fucking mush the fucking frog with the gun. It's like, yo, they need to be. If they know that shit, if that scene doesn't happen, bro, throw that movie out the window. Throw that movie out. Throw that fucking movie out.
That's how I felt about Lion King. You do Lion King with no be prepared, bro. Fuck out of here, bro. Like, what are we doing?
You do a Lion King and don't bring back Jeremy Irons. He's still alive. If you're gonna keep everything shot for shot and you brought James Earl Jones back,
and I love Chiwetel. I love Chiwetel, and I'm not even mad at his performance, but like, yeah, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? That I don't understand. What was the problem? It cost too much? What's the problem?
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because I hate that chick. I don't hate her, but like I think she's like such a she just does shit for like clicks and outrage.
Aquafina?
But Candace Owens was talking about how she was talking about the Kiss the Girl shit. You know how we talked about it a couple episodes ago, the consent shit. So she was like, when there's a part when there's something about her. She said that whole part is gone. Like it's like you can't like. I was like, oh man, that's kind of crazy. Cause that was a really good part. Like it was kind of like him seeing her for the first time. It's almost like he's trying to he's trying to highlight her. Man, I don't know, man. That shit's crazy.
This society is getting oversensitive, bro. Oversensitive. Yo, I was watching all right, I guess this is a good segue, right? I'm watching the Jeffersons, right? I told y'all I've been on my binge, like on Tubi. So shout out to Tubi. We ain't got no plugs, but yo, give us a plug. All right. But yeah, so I'm watching that, and I'm like, yo, just like when I was telling y'all when I was watching Night Court, like we were kids, right? When these shows were out. So we're not really paying attention. We catching jokes and things like that. Certain things are funny, but we're not really paying attention to what's going on in these shows like this. And I'm like, the Jeffersons is another like great. I mean, we already knew that, but this show is excellent and way ahead of its time. Like, if we want to segue directly from stuff like that, right? There was an episode Lou Gossett Jr. was supposed to be George's homeboy from the Navy. He came through trying to holler at Wheezy, whatever. Like, again, yeah, this is OD, but my man is trying to holler at her or whatever. She was like, yo, you reach again, you're gonna pull back a nub. Like, my man, like, no, yo, don't worry, I'm not gonna use my hands. Like, my man just dipped and kissed her. Like, that's OD, right? But you look at that, they got that type of stuff on TV, and then, you know, things happen. They're showing you like these type of things that go on, and you have things like that they're really delving into. They had a episode with George's, again, one of his old, matter of fact, it was his bunkmate, and his bunkmate came through, and the whole joke of it was that supposedly Florence took down the wrong name. She's like, yo, Edie, I forgot the last name, but Edie Stokes, like, was looking for you, whatever. It's like, oh nah, Florence can't spell, like, it's Eddie, it's supposed to be 2 D's. Like, yo, that's my boy, like, whatever. My man go down to the hotel, go meet his boy and shit. And homie had a sex operation, had the sex change, was a full woman. Like, of course it was a woman actor, but like this was the storyline. Like it was had a full talking about like, yo, I felt like this forever, trying to explain how she felt. Like all of her friends left, and like George was the last one. George was, of course, acting weird and shit too. But by the end of the whole episode, you realize it's like the same way we feel on this panel. It's like everybody should be respected. Like a lot of these things that I feel like we talk about in society now have a lot to do with people's private lives. And to me personally, you keep your private life private. Like a lot of this shit shouldn't be for public consumption and to be really rallying behind a conversation for anyway. But at the same time, it's like, yes, people want to feel equal. We all want to just live our lives. A lot of these things that we see online or on TV and these and I'm not trying to make this a big thing, but you have like these transgenders and people from the LGBTQ community as far as online or on TV, as far as media, and the way that these people are coming off, it really is a divide, and it creates a divide within people. And for most of us that have people that have friends, family, or loved ones in these communities, we understand that everybody's the same. It's like we just want to live our lives. We just want to not be bothered, not want to be looked at differently, just like I do as a black male. I don't walk around thinking about it like that, but then there's situations where it's like, yo, I'm being judged just because of how I looked, and this shit is fucked up. So we shouldn't treat other people like that. And again, people need to really be personable on these levels, because I feel like the media is really dividing people and sectioning us off way further than we need to be. And especially in these times with the internet and all of these informations and connectivity that we have to each other, it's like we're the farthest from each other personally, physically. We don't have conversations anymore. Or people online, you try to have a dialogue and then it turns into an argument because people don't know how to express their feelings properly. So just going back, and I know it sounds like I'm going left and talking about a bunch of different things, but I just want to really go into like a lot of these old shows and just talk about how ahead of their time that they were, to really be talking about a lot of these situations and do it in a way where it's at one, funny, but two, it's knowledgeable and acceptable for everybody to take. And I'm just looking at a lot of these things that we used to watch growing up and looking at TV now, and it's like, yo, this shit is totally different. There were so many things, whether it was comedy or cartoons, where you learn lessons from the stuff that you watch. Whether you were entertained or not, you learn something during these things. Now it just seems like it's just a bunch of random bullshit, fighting, just hatred towards different types of people, whatever circle or square you might be in. It's just wild. So yeah, circling back to Candace Owens, and I'm gonna bring it back to you, Fresh. But like, she's funny to me because like she goes into these things, and I feel like she has the same type of view that we might have a majority of the time. But of course, with her being a personality, she takes advantage of the character of it and tends to stretch these things. And I hate that, because I feel like it takes away from the points that she makes, and that stops from bringing people together that are on opposite ends of an argument, because you're just like criticizing or making it so I'm at a loss for words, but you guys understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%. That's hard to follow, bro. That was a TED talk right there.
No, I know it was a lot, but the point is, the main point was, I feel like the entertainment that we have, going into, because you brought up Candace Owens, so it's just like news, entertainment, things that we watch on television, programming, right? I feel like a lot of this stuff we don't really look at to take or have the opportunity to take the morals out of it, because a lot of these things don't have morals anymore. And I'm just even though I've had this opinion, I'm just really starting to see it more within the old type of television that I've been watching, or movies that I've been watching. A lot of things still hold up to this day and have been making points since the 70s and 80s about things that we're still arguing about right now. So I guess my overall point is, I just wanted to bring this out into a larger viewpoint, because I think it goes over a lot of our heads. Like, we just look at a lot of this stuff as entertainment and clicks and baits, and we really don't look into how destructive a lot of these things are, because a lot of us are not standing up or actually choosing sides and having conversations with people. We're just like really alienating each other when we're at a time when we should be as close to each other as possible with all the connectivity that we have.
Right. That shit crazy, man. Red is back.
I hear it.
Baby.
What is the topic, yo?
I know if I talk long enough, he'll come back up in here.
My man's back, baby.
Yeah, I'm lost. What's the topic?
The topic is Candace. The topic is Candace Owens. Go ahead, Fred.
Yeah, no, we good. We're gonna move past that, yo. My man had a whole TED talk about that shit. Oh man. Oh shit. What time is it? Oh shit. Yo, time is flying today, guys. Time is fucking flying. Oh, so people just got let out of the Fast and the Furious, so Fast 10. So people are doing a social media reaction. This I don't know if this is like a good thing, but people said it's stupidly entertaining.
I mean, that's all. That's how all of them have
That's
been,
what it
right?
is, man. Somebody put that this movie is gonna be a blockbuster. It had a needle drop that people in the audience lost it. Something that people have been waiting for years. Oh man, I don't know what could that be. Yo, listen, nothing. You could play fucking the Tokyo Drift shit, and I'll lose my shit. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. It wouldn't take much to get me excited.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit would get me hyped too, though.
And you hear that bing, bing, bing. Oh, like yo.
Nah, I would lose my mind though.
Shout out to Red, because I'm like when it comes out to like music like that, I don't really like listen to lyrics. But shout out to Red for like changing my whole life when he said, "Yeah, you know that song is all English, right? It's not even Japanese."
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna play that.
Hey,
shit.
one day if you live in Tokyo.
I was like, oh, I think me and Don was like dumbfounded, like.
Yeah, Don was shocked. He was like, "What?"
They started playing that shit. It was like, yo, that shit's in English.
Mm-hmm.
Don was like, "What?" Yeah, I just said the lyrics. Yeah.
Is that the East Side Boys?
I live in Tokyo. If you see it and you mean it, then you know you have to go fast and
furious. Tick, tick, tick.
No, this ain't drift.
Oh, my bad. You know how we do? We make up our own shit.
Yeah, it's true.
I always make my own lyrics, bro. I never get the songs right. I never. My wife can listen to a song and she's like, boom, she understands everything. First go. Me, I'm like, nah. I be singing some different shit. I be singing some fucking alternate version of that fucking song. Alternate timeline.
That's true. I do that. I did that one time with a Janet Jackson song. I thought she said something completely different, but she said she didn't say that at all.
Be like that sometimes, man.
I be like, yo, those are songs like rock. I be like, yo, rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat, don't make the boat crazy. My wife's like, what the fuck you singing?
Don't make the boat crazy, baby.
Don't make the boat crazy.
I said, don't make the boat crazy. She's like, yo, that shit is hilarious. I'm like, I always fuck shit up. I'm the worst. I'm the worst when it comes down to that shit. Because me, I be listening.
Everybody does it.
I listen more to like the melody and shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's like other shit. There's a guy that's on TikTok and he was doing a song, but he was like singing the lyrics. He was like, but he was like saying words. He just doing the melody. I'm like, that's how I sing half my songs. That is me in a nutshell, bro. I be making my own shit. Oh man, so yeah, man, Fast and Furious, man. That is not next week, but the following week. No, that's in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. That's gonna be a fun time. I think I'm gonna see that. I don't know. I might see that. That might be a matinee movie for me, guys.
Definitely a matinee.
Yeah, that's a Bay. That's a Bay Plaza, $8.75 admission. I'll do Bay Plaza, bro. I'll do it. I'll go Saturday.
I gotta watch Dominic Toretto, Son of Zeus. So I'm definitely seeing that shit. That's one of my. I ain't gonna front. That's one of my like little guilty pleasure movies. Like, you just turn off your brain and just watch the shit because some stupidness is gonna happen in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's impossible. So just turn your brain off and don't even pay no mind. Just like, yep.
Yeah, man. I was on IG earlier today, and I saw what Jim Lee posted that they finally making new characters, man. So they made a brand new character.
It's about goddamn time.
Yeah, they made the daughter of Diana Prince.
Oh wow.
And her name is Trinity. And she looks, and they drew her. I put it in the chat. But But like, it's kind of cool, man. When you finally get these new characters, right? Like people just keep on just doing like gender swap or race or whatever. Like this is like a new character, even though it's still tied to somebody that's OG. But like, I don't know. I haven't read like her powers and like if she's like anything like that's crazy. I think it's kind of they just announced it today. Let me see. Maybe do I have it? Yeah, I think I put it in Artist Alley in the Discord chat. Let's see. Artist Alley.
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna make new characters, like why would you make a daughter for Diana when it's like you already got Donna Troy, you got Nubia, you can make more stories with. Like if you're gonna make new characters, then make new characters. Like
that's true. That's true.
They made a new character.
I mean, technically, yeah, it is. But what I'm saying is like create something different. Like you know what I mean, or attach it to somebody else. Like
unless the person, if she's like who's the father, right? Like that's gonna be like the interesting part, right? Like,
yeah,
who's gonna be the dad?
Probably Bruce.
No, but I think the design is dope. It looks like she has like a lasso and she has another kind of.
They're not gonna make they're not gonna make the father one in the Trinity. They're gonna make it somebody else.
It's gonna be
Steve Trevor's back. Steve Trevor's back, or the grandson, right? The great grandson, whatever he is.
Yeah, it could be it could be the dude that she hijacked, the body she hijacked. It's the dude she hijacked.
Don't look one woman ever did no shit like that. She would never.
My man, she raped this dude, bro. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't say that word.
She graped him. She graped him.
My man has zero idea. Zero idea that he smashed the god. He has zero idea he smashed the god, bro. Because I'm sure, like,
shit crazy.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
You said he was gay?
Bro. Like,
I think he was a gay man too.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is crazy, bro. Like, my man had a new pipe and all that shit. That shit not his pipe. That was not Steve Trevor's pipe. That was that dude's pipe.
Yo, my God.
My man smashed in proxy, dude.
That's
just
insane.
crazy.
All I'm saying is comic book Wonder Woman will never. That's all movie Wonder Woman, yeah.
None of the pleasure or the responsibility.
I tell you one thing, bro. Like when the first movie when he smashed Wonder Woman, I got jealous, bro. Cause this motherfucker's lucky. This motherfucker is lucky. Yo, like Gal is just like bad. It's like fuck. Even though it's like fake, right? But
I mean, it's all luck. I mean, you really look at it, it is all luck because he's the first man that she ever encountered, bro. Like,
so she rizzed up quick.
That was his. Like, there was no risk involved, bro. Like, anybody can smash, bro. Like, you kept charming her enough. You probably would have got the hit because it's not like she knew dudes like that.
Yeah, she ain't know no better. Just don't be a dick. You got it.
Just keep charming her. Keep charming her. That's what you got to do. You talking about a woman that was from an island of women. That's all she knew. All she knew was women the whole time.
Facts.
That's crazy, man. The shit that we talk about, man. Fictional characters. This is shit that we like. For me to say I got jealous, like the fuck. I was jealous, like fuck this guy.
I think you was more jealous that it was Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot was fine, man.
Gal Gadot, bro. I'm telling you, man. If I was to ever meet this woman, bro, I'd probably be starstruck. I'd be like, I love Wonder Woman. Say some dumb shit like that. I don't know, man. That shit crazy. Oh shit, man. Anything else in the stratosphere of news that you guys want to bring up?
Man, let's see. Mainly what's been going on this week that I've noticed is that Netflix shit getting ripped apart still.
Oh, the Cleopatra shit.
Yeah. It's just dumb. It's just dumb, yo. Like, to me, it's like, yo, if you really want to tell the story of Black Queens, because this is what Jada Pinkett said out of her own mouth, like, oh, my daughter my daughter doesn't know anything about Black Queens, so I want to do this so people could know a story about Black Queen. Why would you take a white queen and make her black?
That's her world, bro. That's what they do.
Like you literally going against everything you just said. You just said you want to tell a story about strong Black queens, and your first queen you picked was a white queen, a Macedonian queen. Like, she's not black. Like, I don't know how people can argue that she's black. Like, she's from Greece. Like, her family's from Greek. Is Macedonian Greek. Like, if anything, if she were to look like anybody, she'd probably look like a Kardashian or something like that.
Yeah, like a Persian. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, she's not gonna look like pasty English white. She's not, or German white or anything like that. She's gonna look like a Greek or Italian that has like the little olive complexion to her skin. Yeah, man. Like, I don't know how people don't know this. People don't know their history. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of scary at the same time too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what happens when you're rich and you really don't. You do what you want, right? And you have like production companies, and you got no one to kind of like vet this shit. Like, if you're working for Jada Pickett's production company, you tell her like, yo, you fucking up. Like, she's not supposed to be black. She gonna lose that person gonna lose their job, right? So people she's probably surrounded by yes people, and those people just weren't educated to tell her like, yeah, listen, I think this is like a bad take, right? We should do something else, right? Now the queens you could just choose from, but you want to choose this because it's probably like the most popular, right? But she's not, like you said, like she was not from that continent. You know what I mean? Like,
at all.
She's like nowhere near the continent. Like, you know what I mean? She comes from a different lineage of people. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like the size of Africa. Africa's huge, bro. Like the distance between South Africa and Egypt is the same distance between fucking Egypt to New York. That's a lot of fucking real estate. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of, you know what I mean? So it's just, I mean, it's weird. People weird.
It's kind of sad, really, though, because like at first it was funny, but then now it's like really sad because there's people that truly believe that like sis was black. Like, they don't even want to hear the argument that like they don't want to hear the fact that she was a Macedonian Greek and she was like a person of olive complexion, like of a paler complexion than black. Like, but like people gotta understand, like the ancient Egyptians, they knew what color, they knew about different colors. Like, if you look at their art, people are painted differently. Like you have people that are painted like with a brown skin. You have people that's painted with a lighter tan, kind of like an Asiatic skin. And then you have people that's painted like completely black. Like, the people that's painted completely black, those are the Nubians, the Kush side of people that's from Egypt. Like, the tan skin, those are like the people that's all mixed, that the Kush and the Asiatic mixed along, and then you got those little tan skin, brown skin people, which is what majority of the Egyptian looks like. And then you got the Asiatic people who are like a lighter complexion. Those are people that's more close to like Libya and that side, because Egypt was the connected point between Asia and Africa. So it's like you had a mixture of both in there. Like, people don't understand that it's a mix. It's like, it's not all black. Like, yes, it was black, but it's not all black, and it wasn't all white, and it wasn't all this. It was a mix. It was a melting pot.
To this day, people try to act like it's like Egypt is not a part of Africa.
Yeah,
I think people. I think in all reality, this is the shit that we was taught in school, right? Like, Africa is black, right? Africa is a continent. It's a continent, right? It's a huge continent, right?
Right.
And it's all different colors of people that's in Africa, right? And they just think like, oh, it's Africa. Africa just means black. Yes, majority, right? But at the same time, it's like there's other people, there's other groups of people that were there that was a melanin skin color that are considered African because, mind you, like, you know, Morocco, you know, don't look like anybody from the lower, like, you know, from South Africa or any Cape Town, Kenya, but they are within that same continent. You know what I mean? You know, people say like, you know, French Montana is an African. French Montana is like, I'm African, bro. Like, like he's African.
Yeah.
It's just people just hear African and like, oh, it's one of those, you know, teepee huts and clay houses and shit. That's what people just think.
Feed a starving child commercial.
Yeah, like it's mad other shit that's happening out there, and to sit there and say it's exclusively to one group of people, that's inaccurate. Do we all think we all come from Africa? Probably. Who fucking knows? You know, this if they said that all the continents were at one port, kind of like all together before the tectonic plates kind of separate everything, like, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? Like, it's just it's hard to kind of backtrack that fucking far. You only go based on what people wrote, right? And art that happened. But at the same time, like, people right now to this day, that's deceitful. People may have done that shit then. Like, well, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah, people don't understand. Like right now, if you was to take a DNA test, there's only two areas you're majorly gonna like come from. It's gonna be either Europe or it's gonna be Africa. Those are the two places. Like if you ever pale a complexion, you're more likely gonna say that you come from a European background. If you're of a dark complexion, you're more likely gonna have an African background, and it's just what it is. You know what I mean? It's like those are the two focal point of, like, to me, that's the two focal point of civilization. Those two continents where we started there, and then everybody branched out from there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm both.
I'm both. I'm both. I mean,
65% European.
Yeah,
I mean, pretty much all of us are both in some type of way.
Yeah,
it's 14.4% sub-Saharan African.
Yep, that's what it's going to be. Not for nothing. That's exactly what you're either going to have the 65% European and the team African, or you're going to have the 65% African and the Europeans going to be the teams.
So I got my shit right here, right? So I got 22% Spain. I got 17% Portugal. Cameroon, the Congo Western, 8%. Basque, 7%. Senegal, 6%. Northern Africa, 6%. Scotland, 4%. Jewish, 3%. Ivory Coast, Ghana, 2%. Nigeria, 2%. Ireland, 2%.
Oh, you have Ireland. I don't even know Ireland. Most of those I have. We have most of the same stuff.
It just. But again, like us Hispanic people we a brand new breed of people. You know what I mean? We're a product of grape, right? This is us finding, you know, the conquistadors and coming over, and slave trade, and us finding love in a very precarious position and having kids and you know, if you take a white person and you take a black person and have a kid, that kid looks Puerto Rican. That kid looks Dominican. It's Hispanic. It looks Hispanic, right? That's exactly what we are, but in a longer lineage.
Yeah,
that's what it is. So, so when it's just crazy, man. It's a weird situation, right?
Yeah, because the reason why Spain and Portugal is so high for you is because Spain and Portuguese were the people that was in control of Puerto Rico at the time.
Yeah. Puerto Ricans today only actually have 5 to 15% actual Boricua in their blood.
Yeah, there's no Tainos.
There's no Taino. Yeah, so you're 5 to 15% Taino if you're Puerto Rican. You know, no more.
Yeah, it's just we
they were wiping them out. They're wiping out natives, bro. They're the greatest genocide. Everybody has a gripe against anything is the natives, bro. They're the most hated. They were the most hated people for no reason, bro. They got genocide out crazy, bro. Like, it's not even funny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Like, you have like you got certain people that are like, well, you're not black, you're not this. Like, yeah, I'm not like black because that's not really a thing, right? As far as like ethnically, like my ancestry, like as much as you hate us or whatever, my ancestry is just like yours. Like your ancestors, we have the same ancestors. You know what I mean? Like,
it's an American
you know what I mean?
concept, bro.
Yeah,
That whole
American
black
concept,
shit
like,
is an American concept to the max.
yeah, it is. It is, but it sucks because a lot of black folks can't really say otherwise, right? They only consider it black because there's been an
They don't know
erasure,
no
right?
better.
They don't know their culture. They don't know
That's
where they
a-
come from. They don't know, so like they
I
just
was
say,
just
hey,
about to say
listen,
that.
yeah, like I'm black. That because that's the only thing that can
That they
create
can
some
hold
kind of
on to.
culture.
That's the only.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. That's what Fresh
So
Prince
that's
said.
and that's why we have like Puerto Ricans have like somewhat of a Boricua culture, but the same thing, our Boricua culture comes from Spaniard, and so like we lost our culture as well too. We just adapted something new, right, and just created our own, but it still has fragments of of our oppressors. You know what I mean? So it's just fucked up. Like the language we speak is not our language, right? This is we're speaking, the oppressors. Yeah, so like
it's speaking Spanish from Spain. Spanish from Spain.
So it just,
but with the Puerto Rican slang to it.
And it's fucked up, man. So when I hear Puerto Ricans say I'm not African, like that's fucked up. Like you shitting on everything. That the only reason why you exist is because of Africans and Spaniards.
Exactly.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason why we. That's the only reason why we exist, right? If there was no slave trade, there will be no Puerto Ricans. It would just be Tainos. They want to be us, right? That's why a lot of us Puerto Ricans don't speak Spanish because we've been far removed from our island for generations now.
Dude, that's another thing too. That man.
Yeah, so like Dominicans, like it's very rare for Dominicans not to speak Spanish because Dominicans, a lot of they first generation, right? They speak Spanish at the household. So, but in the next couple of generations, that's gonna kind of like dwindle like the Puerto Ricans. Like it's just we speak English because that's what it is here in the United States. We're not really taught or elevated to learn other languages. Like you go anywhere else, if you go to France, they mandatory to learn a second language in the second grade. Like here is elective. Like we take Spanish classes junior high school, but we don't really there's no weight. There's really no weight if you don't, commit. But at the end of the day, man, like people. We all come from the same fucking people, right? We was torn from our home, and we was put somewhere else, and we ended up finding love at that fucked up situation.
In a hopeless place.
Yeah, we found love. We legit found love in a hopeless place, bro. Like it's fucked up because we're a product of rape, but at the same time, like there were some people that felt like there was some slaves that raped other natives, but there was some like slave owners that fell in love with the native people. Like it happens everywhere, right? And that's what made us. Right? That's why you have some. That's why you have some Hispanics that's really really dark skinned, and you have some Hispanics that are really really light skinned. It's like from A to Z, like just like two different sides of the color palette. So you know what I mean? Like I didn't know that shit when I went to Puerto Rico for the first time when I was a kid. I only knew Puerto Ricans like me. Like I was a little darker when I was younger, but when I went to Puerto Rico and I saw like this black dude, I'm like, oh shit, there's like I told my father, like, there's black people that live out here. Shit, like he's not black, like he's Puerto Rican. Motherfuckers spoke Spanish. I'm like, nah, that's crazy. Then I saw someone that is really really white, but my father he's kind of like on the lighter skin, like he's white with green eyes, right? You know what I mean? He definitely has more of the Spaniard side, the Spanish genes. But it's crazy. We come from we all have different color palettes. We come in all colors and shit. And just like Egypt has the same exact color palette, right? You have really light, and you have really dark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just one thing. It's like and it sucks for like the Egyptian people. Because the Egyptian people has been fighting for this for years about this whole erasure shit, like being discounted because they're not the true Egyptians and they are a product of like pretty much like us Puerto Ricans. Like they just they are they are a mixture of the colonizers and the original the original folks the natives that lived in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
But you have some folks that be on Instagram talking about they are colonizers. They're not actual people. Like it's kind of fucked up. It's kind of fucked up.
The modern Egyptians they're not colonizers at all. They're a product of just a whole bunch of conquering and mixtures. Like they got conquered a couple of times because you had Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great conquered them, and you had the Romans that came and conquered them. And then after the Romans, Saladin took over Egypt for a while, and that's how come they know Muslim. They're Muslims and they speak Arab, the Arab language, because Saladin came over and took over Egypt for a brief period of time. So there's a whole bunch of diversity in Egypt. Egypt is diverse because so many people came in there and so much mixture from all the people that took over. They mixture and they became the people they are today, which is a very they're Arab nation that have people that different complexions. But I feel like you should respect their history. Like, don't come in and say you're gonna tell a story of black queens and then you're gonna come and take their white queen and say that she was black, and then you put in a documentary like the guy was saying in Piers Morgan's show. He said he said it wouldn't be a big issue for us if it was a movie, but the fact that you say documentary, and that's where we have an issue, because now you're trying to change our history.
Right.
And that's what I said. That's when I said from the beginning, like the issue is that it's a documentary and you're having it be a black woman, and the director knew what she was doing because she said purposely that it was a political thing for her to change Cleopatra's race to a black woman.
Wow.
Oh, you didn't get that part when she said that? Like, oh, she knew what she was doing, that she was changing into a black woman?
Nah, because I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Like, I already knew the whole situation. So from the beginning, once I seen that, I'm like, nah, that's not real. But I didn't delve into it enough. Like, everything I honestly been hearing has been from you, bro, to be honest. Like, or random things I've seen. So I did not know that the director came out and said that. Because to me, that's crazier that she came out and said that. And people are still arguing about this shit. Like, she literally told you, yeah, it's a political, whether it's political or not. She literally said, yeah, I changed it to black. So she literally said it. But y'all still arguing about it? Wow, that's crazy. Nah.
The funny thing the Egyptian dude said, when they talk about the black woman that came, I said, my grandmother said, don't matter what they told you, the Cleopatra was black. He said, who is this woman? Who is this? He said, who is to talk about our history? Who is she? She's not a historian. Why is she in the movie? Yo, Egyptians are tight. They suing Netflix. They're really mad, bro. They're really mad about this shit, yo. Like, they're really tight.
Yeah,
and he said, and the guy said it's not about race, because we were just as mad as when they had Elizabeth Taylor at Cleopatra. Like no, Cleopatra didn't look like no damn Elizabeth Taylor. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, she's right. She wasn't. That's a pasty white woman playing Cleopatra. Mm-hmm. And then he said they were mad that they didn't like the fact that Gal Gadot was playing Cleopatra, because they said Gal Gadot was a anti-Arab with the Israeli that was killing Palestinian children. So they wasn't happy with her trying to play Cleopatra either.
I think that movie, that movie, I think that movie got canned, bro. That shit was been coming.
Yeah, they canned it, yeah.
Yeah.
They canned that shit. I mean,
I'm just saying, there's a whole bunch of black people in history. There's a whole bunch of black people in history. If you want to tell a story about black people, there's a whole bunch of stories of black people doing incredible things that you could have picked to tell. But you chose, the very first thing you chose was to flip, race swap a white woman and then try to portray as a black.
Somebody said some real dumb shit. I think it was on Reddit or some shit. They were like, "Oh, you could have just made that a Harriet Tubman documentary." I'm like, they already had one. They already had one. Like, nah, the real one where she was slapping babies when they were making too much noise during the railroad. I'm like, that's wild. And then you read that shit. You read the shit online on the shit. she was really like, supposedly that's what was happening when the babies were being too loud because they didn't want to get caught. Like she was slapping babies.
Why would you slap a baby though? That's gonna make him cry more. That don't make sense.
Like that shit crazy. I'm like, yo, why?
That sounds counterproductive.
She was wild, bro. Like, if you would change your mind, like, you know what, I don't think I want to do this anymore. You wanted to go back. Homegirl was pulling out a gun saying, yo, you try to leave, I'm gonna cap you.
Yeah, nah, I knew that, but like slapping babies though, I never heard no shit like that, bro.
I believe it. Have you seen Shorty? Shorty look rough, so I believe it, bro.
No, nah, you know she wasn't about no bullshit. Are you kidding me? She looked like it.
It just, I think what made me laugh more was the just the visuals of her, but like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But that's why I'm laughing right now. Like,
you know, I think she from youth she had a head injury, so she wasn't all there. So I believe it, bro. She might have not been all there. I think she had like a little head injury from when she was a child. So I don't know, man. Bro.
Let me.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yo, I know this is off topic, but like, yo, when is this fucking movie with Hulk Hogan supposed to come out, man? Because it was supposed to be like Chris Helmsworth.
Hulk Hogan
mad long ago. That's why he got so buff for Thor. Like, it wasn't for that. He got buff for the Hulk Hogan shit. Yeah, so I don't know when that shit is coming out.
I wonder what happened, bro. I don't know.
That's crazy. Like that's what this was Lorenz Tate was talking about. He said all these Europeans taking out fucking acting jobs. All these foreigners taking out acting jobs. Yo,
Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, Hulk Hogan, bro. Hulk Hogan? That nigga's American. You got Chris Hemsworth, who's a freaking Australian, played him.
Yeah.
Yo, Chris Lorenz was crying about them. He said, yo, all these European and British and stuff, people coming and taking out acting jobs in Hollywood.
Nigga said you was gonna play. Nigga Lorenz Tate was gonna play Hulk Hogan.
He played out mad. He got overtaking all these roles.
So
you got the black girl that played Harriet Tubman. She was from Britain. You got
bro. I mean, listen, they better actors.
The shit that had me dying was like the show Snowfall, right? The character that Damson played, right? The main character. He's from like London or some shit like that, right? Mm-hmm. So the original actor that was supposed to play that character was YG. And they told YG that he wasn't like, they was like, oh, this is not something they're looking for. They're like, I guess, you know, like I guess he didn't, like, but he was like, yo, YG was talking about that. She was like, yo, bro, this show was about crack cocaine in the 80s in LA. Like, I am that. And they picked some dude from like London. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? You know about that? What you know about crack cocaine?
Wow, bro, that's crazy.
Now, mind you, if he's over, when he lied about being from London to get in the Wire.
Yeah,
Wire. They said they wanted American black people. They didn't want foreign black people.
I watched The Wire. Right, I got the fucking. I'm wearing the shirt right now, bro.
Fire, bro.
Shit.
Fire.
That's my shit, bro. But I didn't know he was from fucking London, bro.
Yeah,
I think I found out he was London.
Me neither.
I think I found out when he was. I think I found out Pacific Rim is when I found out he was from London, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
That's what Ray was talking about. Even the producers ain't know, bro.
Yeah, they didn't know. Nobody knew. He learned how to hide his British accent so he could get the role.
He's like, yeah,
nobody looked at his freaking resume and
he lied. He
lied about it. And he just came through. He learned the accent. And he came through just trying to talk on some American gangster shit or some American hood shit, and nobody knew, bro.
Yeah, he got
that's crazy.
Yeah, that shit is crazy, man. Like, listen, I guess, and it's crazy how someone has the crutch of not learning. Like, they have to learn our language, right? They have to learn our accent, not our language, our accent, and they're able to perfect it better than the actual actor that lives here and get the job. And that's crazy. Like,
hard work beats
bro.
talent hard work beats talent every time.
Like, I don't know. I can't do an English accent. I can barely do a fucking American accent. Like, this shit is just like, words are hard.
If you had to, though, you could do it.
Nah, you have to keep watching. Like,
if you had to, you could do it.
British television and keep practicing. Like,
that's
I could just watch the original Office and just get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
you'd have to immerse yourself, really.
mm-hmm.
Once you immerse yourself, you'll get it.
I've always loved that accent, and I'll be bullshitting, joking with it. But like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not no different than y'all. Like, I believe, like, if you really sit down and like really think about it, or like Red said, get immersed, and just that's all you were watching and being involved in, then you'll get it. It's not that hard.
Yeah, I never.
It's the slang. It's the slang that really makes it.
So he's taking a piss.
He's taking a piss.
Like, I always thought that was weird. Even when like the Star Wars, like you had like Ewan McGregor, right, and you had like the previous actor, the previous Obi-Wan, right, had the English accent, right? And no one else had an English accent. You know what I mean? Oh, well, yeah, Palpatine had the English. He had an English accent too.
Like,
that was like his Anakin. uncle or his godfather, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Sir Alec Guinness is like Sir Alec Guinness is Ewan McGregor's either it's probably godfather because he seems kind of old to be his uncle, but either one, it's either the uncle or his godfather, but they're
that's like crazy. So
they're related in some type of way.
Even the dude that played Finn, he's from fucking London, right? But they're like, you need to have an English accent in Star Wars. Like he couldn't. Rey had a fucking English accent. I mean, she had a English accent.
That's why I thought she was gonna be a Kenobi, but they screwed that up.
I know this is blasphemous to say, but I think they need to redo episodes 3, 4, and 5. No, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah,
4, 5. They need to redo what do you mean? Like remake or like just remaster?
They need to read something because
they remastered that like 20
something. I love the story. Don't get me wrong. I love the story of 4, 5, and 6. But like when you watch it compared to 1, 2, and 3, and then like even like 7, 8, 9 is like the graphics doesn't hold up, bro. Like
it's an older movie.
It doesn't hold up. Yeah. I feel like it needs to get like a little revamp or something like that. Like
how would you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to like redo everything. Like maybe like some of the action scenes, like you know, CG it up a little bit. Like
it's funny. It's funny because they did.
Remember, I showed you the one where they redid the fight with Vader.
The SC-38 shit, right? That shit was fucking dope, bro.
And I knew it was CG, but it was still fire, bro. Like it was still fire. Like I think they should do something like that. Like
if you're talking about that, I agree with you. Yeah, they need to hype it up more. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, the fight sequences seem mad dull, right? Like fucking Obi-Wan did the whole.
Yeah,
It felt out of character from Ewan McGregor, right? Like if you see the fight in in Obi-Wan, like that was way more intense than it was when he was like a couple of years later that he ends up being like a fucking old man.
And it was just like it was just like
even like in the Clone Wars with if you guys seen like the Clone Wars episode when Maul came back to Tatooine and found him there, like even that fight was quick, but it was precise and it was like on point. So like you compare that to what they was doing is like that shit is kind of whack.
Yeah, it just seems like the past like supersedes the
it's catching up,
right? Like the fight sequence, like you said, like Darth Maul, like even his lightsaber sequences was crazy. Like that shit was just mad, like all over the place. Even when Yoda fighting, like it's just
so Yoda was wild too. Yeah,
Yoda, like even like Count Dooku, like Count Dooku was like one of like the fucking
episode 3 rubbed me the wrong way though. I feel like Yoda gave up. Like I feel like he could have beat Palpatine, bro. I feel like he just gave up. He's like,
that was the storyline constricting where we could go. You know what I'm saying? I feel you though. He could have took him. He could.
Oh yeah, I'm like, yo. So he's throwing a couple desks at you. Now you want to quit?
but I'm saying, but then that's the thing. It's like we can't do that because going back to what you just said, the originals are already out, so we got to set up those shits. You know what I mean? But I feel you. Like I would have definitely wanted to see an all out.
So I don't know, like with the whole like Ahsoka show coming out, did with the Rise of Skywalker, did you think they had the whole Ahsoka thing in mind, like Ahsoka having a show? I know they didn't, but I'm just saying because in the show, when Rey is listening to all the Jedi, you hear Ahsoka, so that automatically just says that she died. She's dead. She's a Force ghost. She's talking to her through Force. So it's like, damn, bro. Like now watching the show, like, damn, is she's gonna die, or are they gonna just retcon that particular scene?
I don't think they're gonna retcon it. I mean,
this is some significant time from.
Not really.
Yeah, Ray.
Yeah, it's like 30 years, bro.
Yeah, because Ben Solo wasn't even born yet when Ahsoka's still alive. So
right,
and he's a grown ass adult in Force Awakens. So
I think he was supposed to be playing like a 20-year-old or something like that, 22-year-old.
Right.
Yeah. Sometime, but like.
Yeah, but even now, when Ahsoka and where she's at now, when we saw the Mandalorian, like Luke and Leia, none of them they didn't have no kids yet.
Yeah.
And Ahsoka's looking old then. Like, even she's like, I mean, Rosario Dawson look fine. Don't get me wrong, but like,
yeah.
She's supposed to be older Ahsoka.
Ahsoka, yeah, she's like a couple of years younger than Anakin. And Anakin was when he died. Anakin was like in his 50s.
Right.
Yes.
So Ahsoka was like with 40.
Yeah, she's definitely dead by the time.
So by the time this comes, she's gonna be like 70, bro, and like she's
80.
Yeah, it's not. Dead. I mean, yeah, she could go out crazy, but I'm not looking at it like automatically they got to do some wild shit and she got to die in a certain type of way. Nah, the age could just take her, or she could die in probably the Filoni movie that's coming up. Who knows? But nah, I'm not looking at it like that's an automatic. They're gonna do.
Yeah, I don't think she might get smirked. She could probably do what this nigga Luke did, just sit on a rock and then disappear.
Right.
That's what happened to Luke. He said after he used his foot power, he sat on a rock and disappeared.
I'm tapped out. I'll see y'all later.
So I think I'm gonna die. I think I'm gonna die now. And then his clothes disappeared. Like,
yo, Ben, what's good?
So I mean, I don't know. This is Star Wars. Anything can happen. So I don't know.
I don't think that purposely alludes to anything specific.
I mean,
I don't know. Does her alien race have long life though? That race?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they not like Yoda's race where they live like mad long. I'm like, I mean, she could probably get to 100 and or something, but like, yeah, they're not known for being like ageless or something crazy.
Yeah,
so
Yoda died at 900.
That's insane, right?
That's a lot of years.
Yeah, they're not a race like that or anything close to it. So again, I just look at it like a regular human. Like sure, again,
you're damn near immortal, bro.
Huh?
I said 900. You're damn near immortal, yo. Like
hell yeah, you're like 1,000 years, bro. Like if you're not really in no problems, 1,000 years, bro. Like you living, like nah, that's
yeah. I'm reading here. It says so during that scene with the Mandalorian with her and Ahsoka, Luke was 28. Luke was 28, and Ahsoka's 45. So yeah, she's definitely older, but she's up there in age. Well, she's like 20. It'll be 20 something years on top of 25.
Luke wanted to jump on the 45-year-old bones. Will I see you again?
and like how many years after Revenge of the Return of the Jedi? This is like only a couple of years after Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah, because
something like that.
Something like that. I think so. She was Anakin's Padawan. I think she was 17.
Yeah. But yeah, but that was the point I was trying to allude to is like if right now we're like the time frame we're talking about is like at 10 years past Return of the Jedi, then the sequel trilogy takes place 30 years later. So we still got like 20 more years, you know what I'm saying? So like Ahsoka's 45 now. That's like what, 65? Like, yeah, she's gonna be on the older end by the time we get to that time frame in Dave Filoni's trilogy. I mean, his
they're trying to say the sequel trilogy took place 30 years later.
After, yeah, it's 30 years after Return of the Jedi.
When Harrison Ford looking at God damn, bro.
That's why Luke look old like that too. Like, yes.
What was Harrison fucking the fucking Return of the Jedi? Yo, what the hell? Was Han Solo, bro? 30 years and you're ancient like that? Nigga?
My man lived a rough life, bro. My man been on a run his whole life.
I'm sorry, man. I think, man, I just think that Ryan Johnson really fucked up. Like,
he did.
Could have been great. Like he did some shit that Luke will never fucking would do. He will never throw his lightsaber over his shoulder. He will never try to kill his own fucking nephew.
Exactly.
Regardless of how he felt, because people felt like that about Anakin falling into the dark side.
Yep.
Like, you know what? Let's let it rock, just in case it doesn't happen. You gonna sit there with the lightsaber in his fucking face, ready to fucking murk your fucking nephew?
Exactly.
Come on, bro. That's not something that he. Yeah, this is come on.
He would have did exactly what Kenobi did. He would have waited.
Saw the good.
It was like full on, like he's already on the dark side.
Yeah.
That's when he would have fought. That's when Luke would have fought. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like that's just some wild, crazy shit, and then automatically do this exact same thing that Anakin did with Order 66, like kill all those fucking, the younglings.
Like he never even saw what his dad did, bro. Like he just knew his dad was on the dark side, and he was like, "Yo, I gotta get my dad back." So at the end of the day, you didn't even see him do nothing bad, and you put your whole life on the line to try to redeem your father. You had a dream about your nephew, and now you want to murk him? Nah, bro, that don't make sense. I don't care what you've been through after that. That don't make no fucking sense.
I was thinking about it. You know who could have warned everybody from this shit happening? Fucking Padme Amidala, yo. That bitch knew that he killed kids. She knew.
Worked entire villages.
It wasn't his first time killing kids, right? And he kept the younglings in the temple. She knew about it.
Yeah.
And she didn't tell nobody. She just kept that shit to herself, yo. Like
I slaughtered them. They acted like animals.
Yo.
So I treated them like animals.
You didn't say that. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm snitching. This nigga crazy. Bro.
Yeah, he's wilding. He's bugging right now.
I did just stop at the man. I killed the woman and children too. I'm like, oh nah.
Yeah, nah. All right.
She kept that shit to the vest, bro.
Yeah,
that's a ride or die right there.
Yeah, that's a ride or die right there.
Like that's just dumb, bro. It just makes it seem like Luke is the reason why. Luke is the reason why everything went to shit. You know what I mean? Like his decision. He pulled the Star-Lord, right? He slapped Thanos. So he tried to kill Ben. I was like, he's like, listen, whatever good I had left, that shit gone, man. You try to kill me. Fuck out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I don't blame him. I'm
gonna take my peoples right here. I'm gonna get whatever his ragtag team of Children of Red, whatever that shit is called.
We didn't get Ryan Johnson. The fuck, bro? Really? Just fuck the Knights of Ren? Really? All right, cool.
He washed them. He washed the Knights of Ren. He washed them. Like, come on, bro. Like, listen. I think we had a conversation about this. Like, if they made like a show or something where it follows the whole like his new Jedi temple. And follow the kids, and you see like a young Ben going through his going through like the motion of like with the dark side and all that kind of shit, like a younger version, not like Adam Driver. Like this is him, like because I think Leia shipped him out very early in life,
right?
But something like that where he's going on these adventures with his friends, and those friends end up becoming the Knights of Ren, like and having that kind of situation, him struggling, hearing his grandfather, and it's really like Palpatine, and they just it would be dope to see, like someone that's kind of like broken, you know what I mean? Because this Kylo Ren has a really like in the books and all that kind of shit, like they kind of dove deep on how like the reason why his lightsaber is the way it is, how it's just like it's unstable, and that's why he had to have the pillars come out. Like there's a lot of shit that's not explained in its bleeding process, you know what I mean? So,
and that's the thing, is they want everybody to go out and get comics or books or whatever. Like, nah, make this a series, yo. Throw it on TV. Throw it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and then give us, and now you can give us a Mark Hamill, right? That we all know. Give us a Mark Hamill that's older, right?
Know and love.
no love. He's not de-aged. He is who he is now.
Yep.
And going through the whole motion, letting him be old and feeble, and going through everything, and kind of like fixing the sequels, right? The new trilogy.
Yeah, let him
and
chew
kind
up
of
the
like
scenery. If he's at the point, like if he's at the point that he's at now, give him something to let him get to that point. Let him eat that shit up. Like, let me see why, and be like, okay, I understand now. Because I don't believe it. I don't believe it. We don't believe you. You need more people.
You see the Return of the Jedi, right? At the end, right? Luke was very confident and stoic, like he's the master of the Force. Then you telling me 20 years down the line, he's unhinged?
Oh, because my son flipped too. It should be like, all right, listen, I dealt with this. Like, listen, I understand. My pops went through this. Your grandfather, like that. Like, yeah, bro, you should have way more experience than this. And you done found all these older texts from the Jedi and all that, bro. You should be way more wiser than this right now. To be like, oh yeah, I'm kill this dude. Like, come on,
like, bro, you're a green saber Jedi, man. You
right? You converted. That's what I'm saying. You converted. It ain't blue no more. You green. You green, nigga.
Unless he lied or whatever like that. Like, listen, they kept the secret away from him. Like, no, like, listen, yeah, fucking Darth Vader was a fucking asshole, and he needed to die. But at the same time, like, I fought my father, and I saw the good in him, and I saved him at the very end, right? Like, shit like that. Like, that that information will probably resonate with Ben more, because he's like, all right, cool. Like, I'm struggling just like my grandfather.
Right.
I am struggling. And you should be able to fucking counter that shit, bro. Like, you already know what's going on. There's somebody behind the scenes. Luke should have automatically thought, like, oh, there's somebody behind the scenes. Not just Snoke.
It's not only that, but Luke was struggling too. When Luke was learning,
Yoda
said he had too much rage in him. He said, no, it's too Yoda was like, can't teach.
Nah, this nigga's like his pops. Get him the fuck out of here. We about to do a redo. Like, no.
A little bit of me wishes that if Star Wars wants to do like some animated shit, where they want to do like a what if Luke fell to the dark side, right?
What if would be dope. Yeah. What if would be dope.
So fucking dope to see him on the dark side and him, like, you know, that he doesn't kill his pops, or maybe he does kill his pops, becomes the new Sith Lord. That should be fucking fire.
That's too much winning for Palpatine, man.
Yeah, he's always winning, right?
He the devil, man. That's what it is. He's evil personified.
Well, they say he's the best Sith Lord ever. So
I mean, Plagueis was up there.
He took down the whole Jedi Order. He's the best Sith Lord ever.
Nah, definitely. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
I mean, because my man was like a double agent. No one knew.
Yeah.
He was having these shadow councils. The shadow council. I know that's you.
The crazy shit about it is that all these Jedi masters were having conversations with him, and not one person sensed the Force in him, bro. He hid that shit so perfectly. Bro.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And he's the most powerful Sith, one of the most powerful Sith Lords, and he hid that shit that he couldn't even sense it. Man, that nigga's the GOAT.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT.
Yeah. Yoda, Yoda. You was talking to Yoda, Mace Windu, all these people right into their face, and nobody knew.
Crazy.
Nobody knew.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's true. Dude, we have so many ideas, man. But yeah, definitely a what if would be dope. A what if, like even like not like you can like play around with like legends, right? Where you have like both the twins, right? You have the twins and you have Luke's kid. Like, that should be fucking dope. Like, you can explore that shit, or you can fucking do a Star Killer situation, right? Because I know they want to bring Star Killer back, but they can't, because Star Killer was set to a high pedestal where he is the most OP fucking guy in the world. Yo, my man was bringing down fucking destroyers. Like, nah, you can't bring that person in. Because I automatically just like, this guy's gonna wipe everybody clean. And even, to be honest, playing Survivor, bro, like Cal. Bro, he's mad OP. He is mad OP, and I don't know how you gonna bring him in the fold.
I did a video game that always make the Jedi that you're playing OP, or like Like with Force Unleashed, and now even with this one, they always make the Jedi you're playing OP. Like you looking at it like, who's gonna beat this Jedi? There's no way. He's over here ripping mountains off the ground and throwing it at people and shit. Like,
yeah, when you play these yeah, that's true. Because when you play these video games and you look at Luke, you're like Luke looks like he's mad regular.
Mm-hmm.
He's like easy mode Jedi. Like
he got more metachlorians than all those other Jedi that you play.
Oh, you lost him. Metachlorians. Yeah, that's true. But I think who has the highest count? I think Grogu has the highest count right now, right? I think Grogu
the highest count.
I didn't know they were keeping tracks of highest counts.
It's supposed to be the Skywalkers. They're born purely of the Force.
Because I thought that his race.
Anakin's a Force baby. He's Jesus. He's baby Jesus. He was born from the Force.
Yeah, I know that was counting like metachlorians with like the Yoda species, because they just all of them are Force users.
They get high. All of them have high counts too. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's none that's born without it. Like Yaddle had Force sensitive, like all that shit. I mean, there's only three, right? There's only Yaddle, Yoda, and Grogu. Yeah, somebody was talking about it online. It was like, yo, why does Grogu doesn't have human eyes like Yoda? And I looked at the shit, I was like, yeah, that's kind of true, because Yoda has human eyes. This motherfucker, Grogu has like bug eyes and shit. It's like all black.
I could give the argument that we never seen Yoda as a baby though. So
yeah,
that's true.
He's gonna start as he gets older. He's gonna start getting some color in his eye.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna grow into
I really can't wait the moment we get like a Grogu that's aged up and it has like he's speaking and he's like Force user. He's a Mandalorian. I don't know if you're ever gonna get that, but like I think that will be fucking cool to see, because if he's living to 900 years, he's gonna be around for a very long time. They're gonna sell toys forever.
It's just probably what they're probably gonna be the new key. They're gonna be like, we're done with Skywalker. Here's the Grogu series.
I would do a Grogu series. I've said they should have did a Yoda series where like they start Yoda from young and then get to like his older ages, showing all the stuff, all of the crazy stuff he's been into.
I mean, yeah, you could bring him. You could. Was it High Republic? Is 1,000 years.
That's seasons of stuff. The man lived to be 900 years old. You can start from like when he's like 200, something like that. That's seasons of stuff.
Yeah, because he got trained. He trained mad Jedi.
Yeah,
he trained mad Jedi, like generations of Jedi.
Yeah,
like so, and that's why I'm kind of like, damn, bro. Like he couldn't sense fucking Palpatine. He couldn't sense that shit, bro. Like you 900 years in the game.
That's why Palpatine's the GOAT, man. He's the GOAT.
That shit crazy, dude. That shit wild, bro. That shit wild, man. But anyways, man. Man, that was our Star Wars rant for today. It was cool.
Yeah, I don't have the first Prince. He disappeared.
He disappeared, man. But yo, time is flying, man. We had 3 hours in. I think we're gonna end up wrapping up right now. Hopefully Fresh Prince can come in and say his goodbyes on this shit. Guys, man, if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead, join that Discord. I see a couple of people joined up. But let's get some more people in, man. If you guys want to talk, there's something for everybody in this Discord. There's something for everybody, and it's very organized. It has really. It's dope. It's a mature server, so definitely join up, and it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. What else? Anything else we got going on? Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I'm really trying to like hold out on Fresh Prince, but I think he's gonna end up coming in right when the credits roll up. But it is what it is, man. We're gonna close up shop for today. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, hanging out with us on your Friday night. Yeah, man, that's it. Mahala at y'all. Peace.
Laters.
Peace.